live here on YouTube for the Toyota Owners 400 here on Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to everybody watching. Hopefully you guys have had a very good day, and we got... Oh, yep, they're getting ready for the National Anthem. I don't know for sure if they are actually going to be able to race. There's been a lot of rain in the area. There are rain tires approved. We just don't know if the track is too damp or too wet. My thing started playing some music. Not sure why. There we go. I don't remember to put that on mute. And yeah. So we're getting ready for this. In the event that they do end up having to delay the race due to rain, I do have a backup pulled up, and I apologize if that backup is causing the stream to lag. It does not appear to be on my end, so just let me know if it does. I can go ahead and shut it down, but yeah, right now we're just kind of chilling out here. And yeah, again, we do have our backup plan in the works if we do in fact need to go to a backup. Hopefully, the plan is that we won't need to go to a backup because the race will just happen as it was originally scheduled. But, oh, hey, look, there's, I was gonna say, Michael Tate singing the National Anthem. Let's go! I did not know he was going to be there. Let's go! Man, I'm excited for that one. Let's say, there we go. I will definitely have to rewatch this one back on YouTube later to hear it, because I can't obviously put the audio on for you guys, because copyright and stuff. But yeah, here we go. Looks like everything is all going good here for the backup plan, just in case we need it. But yeah, I did not know Michael Tate was going to be singing the National Anthem for this one. What is that? Would have been a whole lot more excited for the National Anthem if I had known that was going to happen. But, oh well. And here we go. Yep, they got the National Anthem going. How's everybody going? We got 4 people hanging out in chat. Now, hopefully everybody's having a good day. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new, so you guys don't miss any future videos, live streams. Unfortunately, was not home yesterday during the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, so I was not able to stream that one for you guys. Also, this past Thursday's Never Give Up 200, ultimately, the servers ended up being too laggy, so we ended up having to reschedule it, so it'll be a doubleheader with Kansas and the Indy Road Course this coming Thursday for the Thomas Cup Series over on NASCAR 85. So if any of you guys tune in for those streams, go ahead and you guys can go ahead and pop over there. But yeah, until I'm saying now we're at commercial break. So again, everything that they've done has not indicated any sort of delay. Again, there's been a lot of rain in the area, and they do have the wet weather tires approved for use in the wet, but not in active rainfall, and I don't know how wet the track is. I did see the track dryers out there, so it's possible that we won't need to go to a backup plan, but if we do, I have one ready. Alright, so there we go. That's everything for the stream intro, and we are all ready to go. We just got ads going. How's everybody doing in chat? Everybody having a good Easter so far? Let's see. I should probably have looked at the starting lineup a little bit more in depth, but also a quick reminder, you guys can go ahead and grab yourself some free NASCAR Fan Rewards points. Those points you can build them up to use on stuff like race tickets, free merchandise, and other both at track experiences and much more. There's just a ton of stuff. I know I've already got enough points to potentially go and get myself a NASCAR branded backpack. Probably not what I'm gonna end up using my points on when all is said and done. But here we go. But yeah, so here we go. Let's go and see how everybody's doing. So, yeah, as I say, I've been just trying to promote it so that hopefully, because anytime a company's willing to give stuff away, it's a great chance to go ahead and get stuff out of it. So, yeah, go ahead and grab your free fan rewards points. Also, if you guys haven't already, there is a new question up on the NASCAR on the NASCAR poll. You guys can either look up the answer, guess yourself, or when we get to the end of the race, I will reveal the answer. Just don't want to spoil it for anybody who wants to give it a genuine try. But yeah, you can somewhat easily Google almost any answer for the weekly question. So, yep. And real quick, I guess I will go ahead and show you guys what we got on tap if indeed the race does end up with a delay, which is possible, but is starting to look less and less likely. I do have... I thought I was going to have... there we go. We got ourselves the... we got the NFL meets NASCAR cars out here and on track circulating at Richmond. So, as I say, we're going to get a Richmond race in tonight, whether it's on track or virtual track. So, just been having this going in the background. So, we'll go ahead and just talk about this while we're hanging out. But again, there is no official rain delay. As of right now, there is no official delay. We're just waiting for commercials to get over with. But so far, Miami Dolphins, the fastest lap in practice so far. Although it looks like everybody's kind of getting their lap times in right now. See where everybody jumps up to. I believe the Cowboys are going to jump up to number 1 here in a moment. But, yeah, so we're just chilling out, and there we go. Richmond is for racing lovers. Yep, that makes sense. And here we go. Let's see it. So, again, command to start the engines should be happening any moment. The good thing is that there's... Oh, nope. The drivers are not in their cars, which tells me we are going to be delayed at least somewhat here. So, for the cars on the virtual track, I did go and throw up a... whatchamacallit, I've got the leaderboard up there for you guys as well, but, yeah, I went and threw up a 5-minute practice session before they go and qualify, but, yeah, the damp track and the wet weather tires are going to be interesting to see how that potentially interacts, because we didn't have a damp practice session or damp qualifying yesterday. So we don't exactly know what the wet weather rubber is going to do compared to the dry rubber. Now, obviously, a couple of the teams and stuff have probably run simulations, and I'm sure Goodyear has simulated the fact that there could very well be wet weather tires in use. But, yeah, the cars are getting uncovered. Oh, wait. Are the cars getting... Yeah, the cars are getting uncovered. Okay, so yeah. So it looks like we are getting ready to go racing here. Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait. Not sure. Logano's team looks like they're putting on a cover. The rest of the teams look like they're taking off a cover. I mean, if Logano's team is just backwards all day, I don't really mind. I wouldn't mind seeing Logano have a bad day, but... Yeah, not really sure what's going on there with the... with that one. So again, we got... cars circulating for the practice session. Not sure why the times don't appear to be updating. Let's see. I'm only seeing 2 lap times having been recorded. That seems weird. Not sure if some of this is messed up just because I've gone and run a practice session earlier. Because I did run a pre-race practice just to make sure that everything was all set up and working, but thought that we were at least going to get the leaderboard to work. But I know it was working in qualifying, so again, hopefully nothing goes too wrong with that. So here we go. Alright, so now we got the Ravens car looking the inside of the Jacksonville Jaguars car. On the virtual track, they went back to commercials, so we'll go back to talking about virtual racing. Again, right now, there is no official rain delay, and it looks like the teams are uncovering the cars. So I anticipate that we will be going racing here soon, but again, in the event that we don't, I do have the virtual cars on the virtual track to hopefully bridge that gap when and if we need to. So here we go. Oh, and I guess time on the session must have run out for so they're gonna be getting ready to go qualify. Throw this back to focus on whoever the most exciting is. So yeah, so they got 4 laps of qualifying here for the virtual race. You'll see the lap times update. You know, fastest lap to the top of the board each lap. And yeah, so we'll get to see the top 20 for sure, and then whoever else the camera is focusing on throughout it. So here we go. Alright, so we are all settling in here. Again, no official rain delay yet. There's just, but there has been a lot of weather in the area over the last little bit here, so let's go ahead and throw just a little bit of engine volume in. I'm going to try my best not to drown myself out here. I did test the audio levels beforehand. Let me know if the audio is too high, too low. I'll be turning it all the way down, or I'll turn off the sim if we do actually get racing. But there we go. Vikings to the top of the board here in on the first lap of qualifying. There we go. Go ahead. I just remembered one other place I want to share this. So let's go ahead and. So yeah, it does look like they are gearing up the wet weather tires, which makes sense considering this race. It's been raining there for a good portion of the last 2 hours, and they are on the guys in the studio, which tells me we are probably at least a little ways away. Green Bay Packers now up to the top of the board, although Buffalo Bills and Vikings are not far behind. Alright, there we go. Patriots to the top of the board on the final lap of qualifying. Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions jumped up into that top 5. Commanders popping up there as well. You got the Buffalo Bills. Then you got the Los Angeles Rams in 6th. So, very close field, it looks like, all the way down through. I mean, only about a 0.2 of a second gap back to the Giants, who are 21st on the board here today. Alright, so we will go ahead and skip forward to the gear up for the race. Alright, so they got a minute countdown to the command. There we go. The drivers are in the cars now, so I anticipate that we are going to end up not going and seeing much for virtual racing, but that's good because it means we'll get real racing going. Because again, this was only meant to be a substitution.
Pit road is closed.
Did not meant to have that going through my earbuds. It's not through my speakers. So let me go ahead and just double check my options, make sure the sound mic, we'll be using that, although it doesn't really matter, and headphones. Hopefully it'll all work out the way we anticipate it. And again, we are moments away from the command to start the engines, so should be a good one here. And here we go. Yep, there we go. We got the Toyota Owners Grand Marshals ready to go for the Toyota Owners 400. Yeah, we got virtual racing if the cars are unable to get going, but I'm imagining, especially at this point, that we will see this thing get going here. But green for the thing. And let me go ahead and switch over to the better leaderboard for this. And there we go. Alright, and there there we go. The engines are revved up, and we're going to another commercial break. We were back in commercial for like 2 minutes most before we get sent back to another commercial break. I mean, I would rather them miss out on the or get the commercials in here now versus doing like.
Not going green. Not going green.
Okay, first off, I do not know why that is not going through the computer mic, but I apologize if you guys are hearing that as an echo. Alright, so I've gone, tried to rush the start, but we will see what ends up happening here. And I guess they're running the first lap under caution, which, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up happening here in real life. If they run a caution lap that ends up getting logged as a real life lap for the start of the race. But here we go. I don't know if it's lag related or what as to why we are currently at a bypass here, but here we go.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Still not? Come on.
Green.
Why are we not going green? That's what I want to know.
The pace car is in.
Alright, it says pace car's in. Let's see, does that mean that they're going racing this time? Trying to figure out why they wouldn't have gone racing already at this point if the pace car is in. I'm gonna say, the first time I did this, it was pre-recorded.
We're not going green.
Come on, just throw the...
green.
Okay, I don't know why they are not throwing the green flag, but, again, I'm anticipating that this race is going green, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shut down the, shut down iRacing, and we are gonna flip back to our main, broadcast, and there we go. Got our good old leaderboard up and ready for the race, so there we go. We're just trying that as a backup, but again, it doesn't look like we're going to need the backup, so don't need the to go ahead and show it. Alright, there we go. Hey LTX, how's it going? Yeah, the new driver debuts yesterday. I mean, between Matt Benedetto, I believe, made his first Xfinity Series start yesterday. Bubba Pollard with his up and down day yesterday. The Xfinity race was definitely a good one. I will say, I definitely think there's a lot of mixed opinions on what Joey Gase did yesterday. I'm not the biggest fan, but there we go. They're drying the windshield of Larson's car, and they're getting ready to go ahead and they're calling him up in the booth. But, yeah, I'm curious to see how the wet weather tires work, especially in damp conditions where it theoretically will dry out pretty quick if it's damp and not actively raining. Because if it's not actively raining, that won't add any more wet to the track, and the more they run on the track, the quicker it'll dry out. I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I see no reason that this race isn't dried really well out. Polar's race? Oh, I'm assuming you meant Pollard, right? LTX, I'm assuming you meant Bubba Pollard there. But yeah, his day was one of the weirdest days I think I've ever seen. Practiced at the top of the grid overall. Then qualified basically dead last. And then goes and has a very quiet top 10 day. Which was definitely a unexpected but welcome surprise. Glad to see a veteran short track driver there getting a chance in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. And yeah, it looks like the Hendrick car is definitely doing well this weekend between the Junior Motorsports Hendrick connection there, and then the in-house Hendrick cars having 3 of the top 4 spots here today. And there we go, they're doing their starting lineup, so we'll go ahead and talk about them as well. So we got Larson and Elliott on the front row. Then you've got row number 2. You've got some watermelons with Ross Chastain, and you've got Alex Bowman on his outside. And the cars are rolling. Let's go. Cars are rolling. Bubba Wallace and Todd Gilliland make up a very weird row number 5. Row 3. Making up spots number 5 and 6. But row 3 there for Gilliland and Bubba Wallace. Ty Gibbs and Martin Truex Jr. make up row 4. Martin Truex Jr. on the inside. Then you got Austin Cindric and Joey Logano rounding out the top 10 starters here today. You got Denny Hamlin in position number 11, starting off row number 6 on the inside. And to his outside, I do not know, and they decided not to keep showing them. Alright, I'm going to have to go to the other leaderboard and scroll. So it is Ryan Blaney starting alongside them. So ironically, cars 11 and 12 will be starting in positions number 11 and 12. William Byron is glad that that is not the case for him, as he starts in the 13th position, driving the number 24 car. Chris Buescher in the 17, starting in 14th position, outside row 7. Kyle Busch and Ryan Preece make up row number 8. Row 9 is held by Noah Gragson and John Hunter Nemechek, and row number 10 is Reddick and Suarez. Row 11 is Corey LaJoie and Austin Dillon. You've got row number 12, you've got Brad Keselowski and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Carson Hocevar and Harrison Burton make up row number 13. Row 14 is held by Eric Jones and Zane Smith. Meanwhile, row 15 is held by Christopher Bell, who started way further back than I was expecting. He was my podcast pick over on the Lap Down podcast this week. And alongside him is Josh Berry, sharing row number 15. Another driver I was really bummed about led his practice group and qualified way at the back. It's Michael McDowell and Chase Briscoe making up row 16. Row 17 was Ty Dillon and Daniel Hemrick. Those two both driving the two colleague cars. And then dead last and second to dead last, you got Kaz Gralla and Justin Haley starting 35th and 36th, making up the, I believe that's the 18th row or is that the 18th row of our grade? I think that would be, row 18 there for those guys. Just kind of weird to see the back two rows filled up by two sets of teammates. You got the colleague teammates in the second to last row, and then the very last row is the Rick Ware teammates. Not exactly surprised to see the Rick Ware cars that far back, and we got a lot of water on the splitter cam, but the cars are rolling, and we are happy to see that. Such a good change versus in races previous, where if we saw rain like this, we'd be terrified that we were going to get the second part of the race, or we were going to get the race delayed due to rain, but does not appear like that's going to end up happening. We got the pace car out. We got two pace cars still split in the field. They have not gone and let the field merge into one big pack yet. They do that mostly to try and help in the event where they have to slow down the front pack to try and let the other pack get off of pit road without getting lapped. That ends up happening especially at short tracks. You'll see that at Martinsville next week as we will be heading there. But Richmond, they do the exact same thing. They split the field into two groups, and then they go and, again, they'll use the double pace cars to split the field into two and separate them before they combine them into one pack for the restart. So, yep. And the story of the evening, we got the damp weather tires on and ready to go. Thank you guys for all 8 of you guys that have tuned in here. We've got ourselves a pretty good race that we are getting ready for. 70 laps in stage number 1, and hoping for a very good race throughout here. Again, a lot of fan favorites near the front. My personal favorites, Kyle Busch and Michael McDowell and Stenhouse, all starting further back. So a little bit unfortunate for me, but hey, you know what? I'll be rooting for Todd Gilliland, who is starting up inside the inside the front 3 rows. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clean my glasses real quick while we are pacing around here. But definitely curious to see what ends up happening with the wet weather tires. They did use them in, I believe, the All-Star, either the Open or maybe even the All-Star race last. Oh, that was a lot of water coming off one of the roof things for the pit boxes. The the kind of camping style roofs that they got on the pit boxes. And yeah, here we go. Track is starting to dry out. Oh, yellow flag, and we have not even seen the race go green yet. I don't know if the yellow flag here means that they're going to start recording laps under yellow, or if that just happens to be a coincidence there. But I didn't think they normally throw a flag before the green unless it's to start the race under a yellow flag, which is more so done in road course racing and other series. Yeah, I hope the race is good too. Personally, this is actually and I know this is a controversial opinion, but this is actually my favorite track on the entire circuit. No disrespect to Concrete Bristol. Concrete Bristol's amazing. This is my favorite track. And yeah. And I say, it does look like, I don't know if they just touched up the pavement, but the pavement looks really good. I don't know if they repaved. I know, and as I doubt they did like a full repave or anything. I didn't get to see the, I was watching the race on my phone yesterday, so, didn't have the biggest screen or anything, but the track looks really nice. I don't know if they did do some kind of touch-up work there. Speaking of touch-up work, we got the jet dryers here going up and down pit road, trying to help dry out pit road before we go green. So yeah, the pit lane is being attended to right now, and yeah, we're just chilling out here before they eventually go and throw this green flag here. And there we go. The dryers are coming in going into the garage area from the track, which means we should be going racing here in about a lap or two here. Again, and honestly, that track actually looks extremely dry now that I'm looking at it from the up top sky cam. I mean, it could still be a little damp, but I don't know. It looks extremely dry. I would almost be interested to see if any teams, if they were allowed to, haven't heard if they are even allowed to potentially opt to start on dry weather tires. But I would almost maybe be looking to try and get onto those dry weather tires for the added grip and being able to just run around everybody, especially if I'm starting further back. I mean, if it's a little out of control, I'm trying to save it. I'm already near the back anyway. And if it pays off in a big way, you gain a ton of track position within the first few laps. So here we go. So tygibbs did finish inside the top 10 in this race 1 year ago, and they are doing their pass through on pit road to go ahead and make sure all their tachometers and speed limits are established, and that everybody knows what the speed limits look like. Saw Chase Elliott actually practicing almost a pit entry thing, which is very good if you have a pit box which is on that curve. Gives you a chance to try and practice going in at an angle, especially on what might be a damp angle too. Actually, not a bad idea there for Chase Elliott to go and practice actually sliding towards the pit box. He isn't able to stop, obviously, otherwise he would lose his starting position, but to swerve at it there. So they only have 4 sets of reins. So yeah, All-Star Weekend. Okay, so yeah, that is the All-Star race that happened, where they went and used the wet weather tires to at least start the race. And Suarez was able to win the first stage there on the wets. And the track, they don't have a whole lot of lights on at the track. Normally, I mean, I've been to this track in person before. Normally, they got a lot more lights out there than this, I would imagine. Just seems like they got it darker. Either that or the cameras aren't doing any sort of magic tricks to try and brighten it too much. But I don't mind it. I actually quite like a nice dark night race, and don't need it to necessarily look like it's a completely day race just under with a black sky. So it certainly definitely helps set the mood or the ambience there. But here we go. They should be going green this time. Well, I think they were both running the cars to help dry the track, but also they couldn't go and throw the green flag while they still had trucks drying the pit lane there. That was the biggest thing. Yep, there we go. The 1 to go mark. We will be going green next time by. That was, I think, the bigger thing, was that they were still drying pit road, so they couldn't throw a green flag in a situation where somebody could theoretically go down pit road and right into a bunch of jet dryers. We don't need cars crashing into jet dryers. Yeah, it definitely, as I said, it helps to dry the track by having the cars out there running. But again, pit road also, you can't have jet dryers just going up and down pit road while the cars are green. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing. As Juan Pablo would tell you, crashing a car into a jet dryer is not something you want to do more than once. And here we go, green, green, green. Green flag's out. We're racing here in Richmond, lap 1. And everybody's kind of fanning out, and I don't think anybody really knows what to expect on these wet tires. Todd Gilliland looking to try and maybe make it 3 wide around the outside here. He's trying to go for third. And so you can see a little bit of mist from the damp track as they are racing here. Todd Gilliland still on the outside here of Alex Bowman, and I think he was actually able to get third at the line there. Yes, he was. Third at the line was Todd Gilliland. So Gilliland's had an amazing start. Started outside third row. He's already up to the 3rd position. And here we go. Bubba Wallace, who started alongside him, is just trying to avoid from losing spots here. He's already back 2 spots from where he started on the inside in spot number 5. He's back to 7th here. And yeah, they are 2 and 3 wide most of the way through this pack. Curious to see if there's anybody else trying to make moves to the front like what Todd Gilliland was doing. But right now, I gotta say, I love the way Todd Gilliland is racing this thing. Just absolute jump to the outside and run it as hard as he can. He was able to get third again at the line, and he might even be able to. Yep, he's going to clear the 48 for third here, avoiding a Hendrick Motorsports lockout of the top 3 spots. Chase Elliott, though, has settled into the lead position as Kyle Larson has opted to settle into second here. Although as he's starting to settle, now he's got the 38 going to be breathing down his neck here soon. He was hoping to have have the 48 there as well and have the 300 cars just be able to pace this race for the beginning portion. But ultimately, they were not able to do that, and here we go as they are making their way around the track here. Again, 5 laps into a 400-lap race. You got to be careful. You got to have a car to make it to the end of the race. But again, this track looks incredibly dry. I can't imagine that the wet weather tires will stay on for more than a single stage here. Again, only a 70-lap stage, so I don't think they pit in the middle of it. Although I could see a position where they do end up doing that. And speaking of a position, we got a change for position, and that position is the lead as Kyle Larson goes around Chase Elliott. Larson's the lead, Elliott down to second here. I don't know if that was a strategic change to potentially have, if Elliott might have gotten something on the nose of his car that he needs cleaned off. And here we go, Alex Bowman to the inside. He's going to try and take that 3rd spot back from the 38, and he is going to go ahead and take it. The 38 back to 4th here. Alex Bowman back up into the 3rd position, and now it's Hendrick Motorsports 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3. Sorry, Todd Gilliland is cleared in behind Bowman for the 4th position. Ty Gibbs trying to run way up the track, trying to see if he can find that extra lane. He's got a lot of there's a lot of mist on that camera up there from the moisture on the track, which is understandable. But yeah, Tygibbs trying pretty much everything he can and just not being able to find a ton of speed here. I am curious because this track is most commonly, I've seen this track compared to the Phoenix Raceway where we saw Toyota absolutely decimate the field a few weeks ago. So I don't know if the Chevys have found something to catch up or if the Toyotas just are having problems due to the moisture of the track and or the qualifying speed just not being there. But yeah, the Toyota's definitely not as dominant today as they were at Phoenix a couple weeks ago. And here we go. Alex Bowman trying to take second away from Elliott. It seems like maybe Elliott just is not very good after the first initial like 2-3 lap fire off. Kyle Busch has lost 13 spots since the restart. Are you kidding me? Kyle Busch is fallen all the way outside the top 15, outside the top 20 even now since the restart. Is he dead last? He may be dead last. Is Kyle Busch really dead last right now? Come on, man. Figured this was a race where we might be able to bounce back here a little bit, but no, he's 28th. He's not dead last, but man, he is a long way back here. Not the way you want to start a race, is by losing that many spots. Hopefully when it dries out, he can start to rock and roll here. And here we go. Bubba Wallace, he's coming alive here. It definitely seems like once that track dries out, maybe the Toyotas were on the dry weather tires to begin the race even. I don't know if that... I'm assuming that the wet weather tires were mandated, especially since we're still seeing puddles kind of being splashed through by Josh Berry on that replay. But here we go. Getting all settled up. And yeah, so they go to their first commercial break of the day. I'm going to go ahead and throw a commercial break. I'm going to run and grab a drink, and I will be right back. Alright, and we are back, and we are ready. They're not even back from commercial break, so... we're basically restricted to the updates we get at the end of the laps. Luckily, at a short track, that's not as big of a disadvantage as it is at the road course, where a lot happens between the laps. Let's see. Elliott's down to 4th. Bubba Wallace up into that top 3. Again, it seems like the Toyota's coming alive on the long run. It seems to be a thing as Truex is starting to gain some spots here. Let's see. What about some of our other guys? Eric Jones has not come alive. He is dropping like a rock right now. He is back in the 33rd spot. Mike McDowell is dead last. Come on, man. John Nemechek in 22nd. Where's Christopher Bell? Christopher Bell is 25th. He has not made the same kind of progress. Denny Hamlin's up to 10th. Yeah, Ty Gibbs has fallen to 14th. So, not every Toyota has had the same kind of success here early on. But here we go. 19 laps in, and we're back from commercial break. Let's go. Alright. So, yep, let's see. 18 green flag laps so far, and Kyle Busch in the Rebel Bourbon machine. So, there we go. Chris Buescher up into the top 10. He was the fall winner of this, or the summer race winner of this event last year, which obviously I know summertime is definitely different weather than this, but This is different weather. We've never seen it. Us racing at Richmond. We haven't seen them race in the damp at any track other than North Wilkesboro before, so definitely a good chance to start testing the wet weather tires. They also did test them at Martinsville during a truck race last year, but yeah, that test did not nearly go as well as the as some of the other tests did. So here we go, and Bubba Wallace up to second now. Could Bubba Wallace be on track for a race win or even just a stage win here early on? Because I mean, I know it's very early to be calling out a potential race win. And here we go. Noah Gragson and Stenhouse 3 wide with Blaney. Blaney's falling back. Okay, I thought these guys, I mean, they're still way up the grid from where they were. You got Justin Haley up into the top 20. You got Stenhouse and Gragson battling it out for 17th as Stenhouse gets the throttle down and is firing around here. He's the highest of my 3 favorites. And there we go. Haley Briscoe able to jump up into that top 20. And Ryan Blaney has absolutely disappeared here. Your fastest lap so far on the day, you got Bubba Wallace, Larson, Hamlin, Ryan Preece, Brad Keselowski, and Truex have turned some of the fast laps. So not really a surprise to see guys like Briscoe moving to the front when they were on that list of fastest laps. The fact that... Ryan Preece is up into the top 10. Wow. Okay, Ryan Preece is definitely making some moves here. Curious to see if Bubba Wallace can go ahead and take the lead here from Kyle Larson. He's still about 3/4 of a second behind, but... Yeah, 3/4 of a second can go away very quickly with one mistake here. So they're now highlighting Tyler Reddick, talking about his season that he's having so far. He is inside the top 10 in points, but it's one of those things where with a lot of these top teams, they kind of expect to win, so it's hard to say whether or not points will be important. Obviously, Logano knows the point of needing to be good in points because he's had a winless regular season before, and that winless regular season cost him a playoff appearance because he wasn't able to be good enough in points, and he didn't win a race, even though everybody kind of said, oh, don't worry, he'll get a race win. Well, looks like he didn't. He didn't end up getting one back in 2017. But we've also seen some drivers who were able to win that first race of the season, like William Byron did, and just be able to basically zone out for the entire regular season and the entire spring and summer. And here we go. Chastain going and passing Todd Gilliland here for 5th. So Gilliland back to 6th, but honestly, with the way that car is, I think he is A-okay to be running in and around the top 5. And I say William Byron up into the 12th position here. Let's see, Hamlin is in 13th, so he's definitely slipped back quite a ways. Suarez up to 11th. That's a pretty decent move forward, if I'm not mistaken. Chastain, though, is definitely starting to come alive as he is passing. He is starting to pass Chase Elliott, and he is right on the back bumper of Alex Bowman, too. And, a big wiggle out of the one of Chastain. Good thing he didn't end up wiping out one or both of those Hendrick cars. And, at this point, I would be shocked if we start to see what Chastain ends up doing here. But we got a yellow flag. Yellow flag. What's the yellow for? Is this for weather? Oh, wait a minute. Lap 30. Okay, this is a comp caution. I completely forgot about the fact that because of the rain, they were going to have a comp caution. If I'm one of these teams, I think I'm at least considering the option to swap over to the dry tires at this point. I don't know about you guys. You guys can go ahead and call me whatever, but I think you go and you take the tires that you got right now. I think you go and try it. I'd be shocked if somebody doesn't try the dry tires at least. So here we go. We got a Goodyear commercial. I will say, I've seen some pretty good commercials. Have not seen how any of the XFL games have gone over the last day or two. Let's go ahead and take a look at the MLB, though, because that is something I have been following at least. And I'd like to go ahead and update people on scores of games that they are missing because they're tuning in and watching me talk about other stuff. So, let's see. Games from today, we got the Angels beat the Orioles. Wow, that is surprising considering the Orioles put up 13 against them yesterday, 13-4. And in the season opener for the Orioles, they went and scored 11-3. So 11-3, 13-4. Definitely did not have them losing this one. 4-1 for the Orioles. Braves and Phillies had a nice close game today. The Phillies coming out on top of that one, 5-4. The Pirates topped the Marlins 9-7, although I don't know much about either of those teams. Rays lose to the Blue Jays down in Tampa. Cincinnati beats the Washington Nationals at home. The Brewers bested the Mets in New York. Twins and Royals, the Royals showed up to that game. I'm still not sure if the Minnesota Twins ever even showed up to that stadium. 11-0 the final score there. Detroit Tigers have looked pretty good to start the season. 3-2 the score of their game today. Tigers on top. Yankees beat the Astros. Is that 3 games in a row for the Yankees? Or, let me see. No, that's 4 games in a row for the Yankees. Wow. The Yankees are doing really well, and that is unfortunate. Not a fan. But, Yankees up. They've gone 4-0 so far. The Cubs beat the Rangers. Hey, that's pretty impressive to see that from the Cubs. The Oakland A's going and beating the Cleveland Guardians. The Red Sox, let's go. Red Sox beat the Mariners out in Seattle with a score of 5-1. Rockies and Diamondbacks have a much more respectable score than what they put up on opening night. 5-1 the score in that game. The San Diego Padres absolutely stomping the San Francisco Giants, 13-4 that score. And in the top of the third, the St. Louis Cardinals are playing the LA Dodgers. That score currently 1-0, Cardinals leading. And we are just getting back from our commercial break for our thing, so we got ourselves a decision to be made. Do we see dry tires going on, or do we see potentially wet weather tires getting ready here? Again, they only got 4 sets of the wet weather, so they got to be careful as to when to use them. No further rain in the forecast, so they should be okay to go ahead and use it. And NC State won women's and men's. I'm assuming you're talking about March Madness. I have not been keeping up with much March Madness. Let me see. So is that like the finals? So everything is everything is over? Okay, no, April 8th. Okay, so we got more games still to go. Okay, so April 6th is when the Final Four is, and then the championship isn't. Still feels weird that the March Madness tournament doesn't all happen within the month of April, but NC State beating Duke. Good job to NC State for getting into the Final Four. Purdue, Alabama, and UConn, the other teams in the men's Final Four. As I'm gonna be rooting for the local Huskies. Yeah, okay, yeah, I hadn't kept up with much of it. Basically, only kept up with the Huskies, but yeah, always nice to see some March Madness stuff popping in. There's no more games going on today for that one. Let's see. March Madness Women's. Let's see. Who's the Final Four over there for March Madness Women's? I know UConn's also pretty good in that, but so the teams still in it are Penn State, Villanova, Illinois and Washington State, UConn versus USC, and Iowa versus LSU. Man, those are some good teams there. I don't see. I see North Carolina State won. I don't see where they're playing. Do they have a? I don't see who they're playing though. Oh, they're already okay. They're already through to the Final Four, so they have some kind of bye. I guess they have a bye this round. Either that or these are the remaining games from the Elite Eight or whatever. But yeah, so should be a good game though, and yeah, again, I don't follow a ton of March Madness, so I can't really speak to how the teams are or how the scores have looked over the course of it. But I'm excited to see UConn and LSU still in the fight. Gators got bounced really early, which is not surprising, but a little disappointing for someone who roots for Florida when they can. Alright, there we go. And we'll check out XFL real quick since we're still at commercial break. XFL scores. And let's go ahead and see. Oh yeah, it's not XFL, it's UFL. So UFL scores, let's see. The San Antonio Brahmas beat the DC Defenders in earlier today. You've got the Showboats beating the Roughnecks 18-12 in that contest. You got the Battlehawks falling to the Michigan Panthers in a score of 18-16 there. You got the Stallions beating the Renegades 27-14, the final score there. Not sure where the games from Saturday are. Yeah, I'm not seeing the scores from the Saturday slate of games, but yeah, the UFL started off their game, and here we go. We got 31 laps to go. Continuing, they got the jet drivers out drying pit road again. Didn't take enough of an interest when they came back from commercial break the last time to see if they opened pit road or not, but at this point, let's see. Again, you got 30 laps to go. You're currently working lap 40. You got plenty of time here, and oh yeah, I'm seeing slicks. Let's see it. So, slicks are going on the cars, at least for Denny Hamlin's team. They got them up on the wall. I don't know if they're just trying to do that to maybe bait people, but they do have sticker slicks here. It was competition caution. They threw a comp caution for the rain because of the rain, giving the teams a chance to check the wet weather tires. So yeah, there we go. There's the so they're showing a highlight from last summer's race where Reddick almost missed pit road, but manages to dive it down. Yeah, your speeding. The sections with the most speeding were 5, 6, 9, 12, and 13. Seems a little ironic, or it seems weird that 9 would have a lot of speeding. It makes sense, obviously, with the other two. You got 2 back-to-back ones. A total of 18 speeding penalties in this at this track last year. 11 in the spring, 7 in the fall. And oh, they're coming down pit road and they're gonna throw the red flag. Red flag is that? Wait, what? I'm seeing red flag displayed, but I'm seeing work going on. We'll have to wait and see what they end up saying about this. But yeah, there's tires going on and off here. But I'm seeing a red flag being displayed. But yeah, it looks like a lot of slicks going on here. Yep, that's slicks going on for Kyle Larson. I say, definitely, as I said, we saw Hamlin's team was going to the slicks. Have not seen what any other of the teams have gone with for tire choices, but I'm assuming most of them will probably go slicks here. These teams, a lot of the time, that slicks are just faster here. Alright, so Bubba's team is coaching him on how to how the car will react to slicks for the first time tonight. And now we got ourselves the red flag. They have stopped the cars on the track. Well, on the plus side, they haven't pulled them down pit road as if it was a thing. I don't know if they're throwing the red flag to try and avoid people going a lap down here on the pit stop. That seems weird. I know that they would throw, when they are doing non-competitive pit stops, like at Dirt Bristol, they went and utilized a red flag instead of a yellow flag condition, where yellow flag lap or red flag laps weren't going to count. But yeah, that seems weird. So let's see. Alright, so there's only 8 teams, so that means that... Okay, yeah, so the Battlehawks and Stallions Renegades and Battlehawks Panthers were both Saturday games, and then there's the Defenders and Brahmas and Showboats and Roughnecks. Honestly, I kind of wish that they kept a few more teams, but I don't know. Obviously, finances, I'm sure, dictate how they can keep some of these teams or how they can't keep some of them. But I just feel like with only 4 games, it's very hard to really justify. It's hard to go ahead and justify the series, because like with the NFL, they can go ahead and have, with 32 teams, I mean 16 games a week, especially for your opening week where there are no buys going on. But yeah, with only 4 games going on, it's very hard to guarantee that, oh yeah, at least 1 or 2 games will be amazing. Yeah, versus if you have, again, 16 games, if 1 or 2 are amazing and everybody's going to be talking about those 2 games, that's plenty for the for a week. Alright, but yeah, we're still at commercial break. They have lifted the red flag, so they are going to keep rolling. I am curious to know what they why they ended up throwing the yellow or the red in the first place. If it was just to help teams on pit road to avoid that would seem curious, because that is not, again, something NASCAR typically does, throwing flags just to help people. Now, if the pace car accidentally was going too fast, I could see them justifying giving laps back to the, giving caution laps back to the field, but yeah, I don't know. Here we go. So they got Dale Jr. here helping with a Bass Pro commercial. Everybody loves some good Dale Jr. here. Alright, so there we go. We got everything under control. Gonna go ahead and shout out the NASCAR Fan Rewards again. Go ahead, grab your points. Get yourself your NASCAR Fan Reward points that you can use on their app to go ahead and redeem for awesome NASCAR gear, whether that be backpacks, lunch boxes. You can also use them towards race tickets if you're going to any races later this summer. Maybe get yourself some free Truck, Xfinity, or Cup tickets, along with much more on the NASCAR mobile app. I already went and checked in, got my points. I'm up to 1858 on my point score. There's also the dashboard question. Again, I will not give away the answer until the end of the stream, so if anyone wants to go ahead and try a swing at the answer or look it up themselves, just don't spoil it in the chat for anybody who might want to genuinely try and guess the answer. I don't want to miss out on the points, so for the most part, I take an educated guess, but then I look it up to confirm before I go and make my official pick. But let's go ahead and I'm going to pop over to the reward category here. Alright, so yeah, so they're showing the rain tires that came off the cars, and we're, alright, they're getting grouped up. We're not going racing yet. They have doubled the field up, though, so we are ready to get doubled up here. So yeah, I'm almost able to afford a NASCAR picnic blanket with the points I've already racked up. Also, your points for the NASCAR fan rewards do not roll over to the next season, so don't let them run out. Don't let them expire on you the way that I did to probably a couple thousand points last season. So it's gonna be a short sprint to the checkers. So we're gonna get to see what these cars can do on dry tires here. Lights are off on the pace car, it looks... no, lights are still on the pace car, which means we're going at least one more time around. Larson and Wallace on the front row. You got Elliott Bowman, row 2. Row 3 will be Gilliland on the inside, Chastain on the outside. Truex and Logano making up row 4. Row 5 is Suarez and Byron. Row 6 will be Buescher and Preece. Row 7 is Reddick and Gibbs. Hamlin and Berry will make up row number 8. Row 9 is Keselowski and Stenhouse. And rounding out row number 10, you've got Haley and Christopher Bell. Let's go. Bell finally back up into the top 10. Let's go. Or, not up into the top 10, sorry. Up into the top 20 for the first time today. And lights are off on the pace car. We should be going green this next time by. So it will be a 22-lap sprint to the checker here. 22 laps. I don't know how... again, almost every team in the garage, it looks like, has probably switched over to the dry tire. I'm curious to see how that affects them. Is there going to be somebody who isn't ready for the amount of grip they're not going to have? Because, yeah, the groove tires, I'm sure, provide more grip than the normal slicks. Is there potentially going to still be some standing water on the track that somebody might not see and slip in the corners here? Green, green, green. Green flags out. We're back to racing. Larson and Larson and Bubba on the front row. And yeah, that inside line backing up just a little bit here. I believe that might be Chase Elliott trying to give his teammate an option to pull in front of him. But right now, his other teammate is locked in a battle here. Bubba Wallace on the outside. Kyle Larson on the inside. Bubba's going to lead at the line. Bubba leads it at the line here. 21 to go in stage 1. 21 laps to go in stage number 1. Bubba Wallace versus Kyle Larson. They are fighting this one out tooth and nail all the way down the checkers here. Let's see. Todd Gilliland's moved up to the 4th position. He's gone and passed Elliott. And he's going to continue to try and climb up as far as he can. If he can go ahead and get some more stage points like he did it at Atlanta earlier this year, I mean, hey, that could be very valuable towards his potential playoff push if he is anywhere near points position by the end of the summer. But here we go. Let's see. Again, Bubba versus Larson. These two are complete gridlock here with 19 to go. You have Logano and Chastain also gridlock battling for 7th, a little bit further, a few rows back here. Gragson fighting his way up into that top 20. Not the first time we've talked about him up in the top 20, but he is up there. Larson leads at the line that time. But again, still absolutely locked in a battle side by side with Bubba. Bubba and Larson through these corners. Larson starting to shove Bubba wide on corner exit, and that is going to allow Larson is going to clear Bubba Wallace for the position. Question is, does Bubba now go and use the bumper to go and maybe move Larson up the track here in either 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 here to try and make some room for himself? I'm sure if he is going to resort to that kind of move, he is going to wait until the stage is pretty close to over. Because I don't think he really cares too much about riding in second right now. Truex up into the top 5 here. Martin Truex Jr. on an absolute charge here. You got Hamlin, you got Josh Berry there showing here. He's moved up quite a bit. He's up into the 13th spot. Tygibbs kind of holding on in about 15th. Again, you've got a lot of movers and shakers here. Christopher Bell is up to 20th, or he's back up to 20th where he restarted this thing. But, yeah, right now it's definitely not a great day for Christopher Bell, which is unfortunate because I picked him in the fantasy, or not in the fantasy, but in the, I picked him in fantasy as well, but I picked him in the podcast picks that we make on Wednesday night when we go and film the Lap Down podcast. If you guys haven't already checked that one out, link to that, to the Social Sports Pad YouTube channel is down in the description. They got podcasts for basically all your interests. If you're an NFL fan, if you're a NASCAR fan, if you're a baseball fan, I believe I've heard some chatter about a potential NHL podcast coming soon, so stay tuned for that as well over there. But yeah, we're just chilling out, talking about some racing right now. Alright, Richmond, Martin Truex Jr. has won 3 of the last 9 at Richmond. But I feel like it's been a while since he won at Richmond. I mean, maybe I'm just forgetting a spring race win or something, but trying to remember back, because I know he swept Richmond in, I think it was 2019. He swept both Richmond races, which I'm assuming are 2 of those 3 Richmond wins. But Truex was the favorite coming into this race. I hadn't actually looked at the odds because I didn't end up getting around to Fantasy Friday this week. But here we go. Let's see. So, Truex is the favorite. I'm not surprised to see that at all. Christopher Bell being co-second favorite with Larson. Also not surprising, as outside the fact that he's run this poorly. McDowell was real long shot, but I probably would have given him credit if I'd seen the practice session that he put up. Then I probably wouldn't have mentioned him because of how we qualified, but yeah, it's been a really weird day, or a really weird weekend for the team there. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. Alright, we got 2 people hanging out in chat. Definitely took a dip. Not sure why, but here we go. So they're highlighting Logano's run here. He's up. Oh, he's battling for a 5th place spot here with Gilliland. And we got a yellow flag out. Yellow, yellow, yellow. What's the yellow for? Let's see. Got a yellow late in this one. What is it going to be for? 8 laps to go. It's going to be 7 to go this time by? Or is this... Oh, no, it's 8 to go at the line that last time by. So it'll be 7 at the line this time by. What is the yellow for? Everybody's still in the lead lap, which is a really good thing, I would say. So Kyle Busch still running in the 27th position. Not making any kind of progress here. No! Yep, there's the yellow. Josh Berry just KOs the 99 car. 99 car was trying to come down the track, trying to diamond the corner, and the 4 car had his nose in there and spins the 99 out. I don't think the 4 necessarily did anything overly wrong. I'll have to see that one again. That's one of those ones that you got to see like 3-4 times to really determine what happened. But the caution flag is out here, and let's see what happened. Coming into the corner. I don't know. I actually think the Sonny D car tried to stick that nose in there late. I would put the blame mostly on the 4 of Josh Berry here. At least from my early look. I mean, again, yeah, I know that Daniel Suarez was definitely coming down the track as well, which is why I wouldn't say it's fully on him, but he was trying to run a very high arc into the corner, and if you know you're diving up the inside on somebody, you can't dive it up the inside while also you running the second lane up, because, I mean, if someone is told, oh, they're going inside of you, they might expect, okay, they're going all the way to the bottom of the racetrack, not, oh, they're going 2 inches inside of me. But, yeah, again, that one will definitely come down to what the spotters end up saying, but I would say 75-25 blame on Barry there versus Suarez, but again, I wouldn't say full blame on Barry, because I do think there is still some blame on the 99 car, whether it be spotter or driver, to communicate about the car coming to the inside, but yeah, I mean, yeah, the 99 was definitely cutting him off. Feel free to let me know what you guys think about that one, because, but in my opinion, I don't think Suarez knew that the 4 car was gonna be there. I mean, the 4 car was barely there when he even started to make the move down, and I think that was just Suarez getting ready to arc the corner for the bottom of the racetrack, and again, potentially either had no clue that the 4 was down there, or didn't know the 4 was going to be that far up the track while also being underneath him. But, yep, caution flags out, and I anticipate we may see this, this one might just end the stage. We'll have to wait and see, because there isn't much to get cleaned up. Like, that's the big thing to remember, is that they don't have to clean up a ton on the track for this one, so theoretically, they can go and get this one back to green flag soon. It's just a matter of how soon as to whether or not they get this thing racing. Let me go ahead and pull up the fantasy points for the Running of the Pack Fantasy League. If you guys aren't already a part of a NASCAR Fantasy League, feel free to join ours. We got the link in the description. But let's see. Live race results. I am 10th place. Great. Love to see it. And let's see. We got Mike 14 Mike leading the points tonight with a total score of what is that? Oh, wait, no, that's mine. That's 147. He's got 190 as his point total. 188 for Dubuque Racing. 188 also tied for second there is Warrior. Nice shout out there to my buddy Warrior. He's a part of my league. Got my dad in fourth with a 182. And then GL Racing, another guy who's racing my league before. He has a 173. Rounding out your top 5 over in the fantasy league. Then there's a pair of drivers, or a pair of players tied at 170. 167 for Daryl Clark. You got Eric Anderson at a 160. Then a pretty sharp drop off to 10th place with me at a 147. And then the rest of the competitive group, at least, you got Dave at a 143. Let's see, Bam actually remembered to put picks in. Wow, I did not anticipate that. So, Bam got picks put in there. A 138 for him. Then you got Bobby, who was at a 136. And then Eastney did not... So, Eli did not go and put picks in. He's still at a 132. So, he's having a really good day despite not putting in picks. Then you got Shadowhawk, who put in most of his picks, and he just missed one pick in the middle, but he's got a 118 right now. And then Ian, who he swung for the fences, that's for sure. Looking at some of his picks, he'd have a much better point score if he swapped out Kyle Busch for Kyle Larson on his thing. But he doesn't really have... I don't see what's keeping him down there, unless he... I guess he just got everything wrong on the... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. He's got everything wrong on the bottom of the sheet. Yeah, because, yeah, so he's got no bonus points down there, and he's got a 108. Yeah, Keystone, who didn't put in picks, and neither did Fusion. So that's a quick update on how the Fantasy League is going. Again, if any of you guys want to join that fantasy league, you guys can go ahead and join on in. And it looks like, yep, final lap of stage 1 will be run under the caution flag. So stage 1 winner will be Kyle Larson here. Bubba Wallace coming down second. Third will be Alex Bowman. Fourth, Martin Truex Jr. and Joe Logano riding out in the top 5. Todd Gilliland, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Josh Berry, and Ryan Preece round out your top 10. Your top 10 point getters here in stage number 1. Denny Hamlin, the first driver to miss out on stage points here. So William Byron becoming the first driver to win 2 races this season. Christopher Bell having 3 top 5 finishes is best in the league there. You got Ty Gibbs with the best average finish. That's actually pretty impressive. Points leader, Martin Truex Jr., no real surprises there. And yeah, that's a quick recap of everything that's gone on this season. Byron obviously won the 500 to start the year, and then also went and won the second race of the season at the or not the second race. He won the his second race of the season in Austin, Texas last week. But here we go. Let's see. We're under caution here. The stage has just ended, so we're getting ready for stage 2, which is 160 laps. I am not again, I have said this 100 times probably, but I am not a fan of some of the short tracks where they go and throw a 70-lap first stage at us, and then a full 160 laps in stage 2, to the point where stage 3 is going to be probably not much more than 160 laps. I much prefer when stages 1 and 2 are basically the first half of the race. I mean, maybe you go and put 70-70 and then the final 220 laps or whatever it would be, 240 laps to the checker. Or like at Bristol, if you run 125, 125, then the final 250 to the checkers even. But not run, say, 75, then like 150, and then another 150 to the checkers. So there we go. Byron came up 12th in stage 1 here, so he also just missed out on points. And let's see, who is dead last in the race today? It is, okay, yeah, oh yeah, it's Suarez from the spin. Has Suarez lost a lap because of that spin? That's actually something that I should know the answer to, but I don't. Let's go ahead and pull this one up. So Suarez did not lose a lap despite losing all his track position. And they're going to go ahead and talk about one of Chase Elliott's tire changers. Oh, nope, they're going to talk about both of Chase Elliott's tire changers here. Alright, there we go. Okay, so apparently the okay, so we are going to have uncompetitive pit stops here. So yeah, it'll be uncompetitive pit stops at the stage break, so they will get 5 minutes, I think it is, to go and do any adjustments, any repairs and stuff. Alright, top 10 pit crews so far. You got the 12 team being one of the best pit crews on pit, actually being the most efficient pit crew on pit road. There we go. And yeah, so they're going to come down here, and again, it's going to be uncompetitive pit stops here, so no change of position, or there will be no rush to get off pit road here. They will not be, or at least that's what I've been told, is that these are uncompetitive pit stops and that they will go ahead and get the field in order, in the same order they came down pit road. Although, a lot of teams are rushing. I don't know. These look like regular pit stops to me. But, yeah, he's the same person who told me they were riding to the end of the stage at the yellow due to wet pit road. But, yeah, they're showing positions gained and lost on pit road, so I don't know what my friend was telling me about with that. Elliott gains 2 spots. Top 5 are unchanged. Logano loses 1 spot. Todd Gilliland losing 4 spots with that front row motorsports pit. Alright, now we're going to a commercial break. I'm going to go ahead and throw a quick ad, and I'm going to go use the bathroom. I will be right back, guys. Alright, here we go. We are back, and we are ready for some racing to restart here with a 160 lap stage. Still a long stage, but here we go. We had a little bit of a drop off there. Alright, so there we go. They're talking about the next UFL games. Now we got WeatherTech. A lot of commercials. Gotta love NASCAR with the on Fox the commercials. Alright, so there we go. Just was double checking Twitter there, and we are back from commercial break. Showing the stage points earned on the day. And say at the end of stage 1, it's all that. You got Todd Gilliland back to 10th, which is a bummer to see him lose that many spots there. I don't know if he was talking about earlier. Okay, so yeah, they did change it, I guess, to competitive there. Alright, so here we go. They doubled up. Pace car, lights are off on the pace car. We should be back to racing this time by. Green, green, green. We are getting ready to see it. And back to racing we go. Green, green, green. And there goes Larson. He is off and away. He's going to try and clear Bubba early, but Bubba hangs on that outside. And if we know anything from that last restart, Bubba is going to fight as hard as he can to try and hold on to that top spot. And say he's not going to be able to, though. He loses the lead here, but he's going to almost immediately start looking to put that bumper right to the back of the 5. You got the 19 moving up to 3rd place as he goes around the outside of the 48. The Toyota's definitely starting to invade that top 5 here. Got 2 of them in the top 3. Christopher Bell has moved his way up to 13th. He is starting to march his way towards the front. You got Tygibbs following him through the field. You got a lot of progress being made here. So far we've had 3 cautions today. 2 cautions. 1 for the comp caution, and then 1 for Suarez getting spun out, which ultimately ended the stage. You got the RCR teammates battling further back in the pack for 19th and 20th there between Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch. Funny to see them putting A. Dillon back out there on the roster, obviously, because Ty Dillon's back in the Cup Series, making, I believe, 5 Cup starts this year for Colleague Racing. Nice to see him getting at least a chance in the Cup Series, even though I still don't know if I don't know if I would be a big fan of Ty Dillon getting more Cup starts at this point. Maybe at the road courses, but the 16's already very overbooked at the road courses between Allmendinger and Shane Van Gisbergen both wanting to get up there. And here we go. We got a battle between the 24 and the 45 here. There's another one of those Toyotas starting to march to the front of the field. That battle happening back in 15th, though. Okay, a little bit further back than I thought. Bell is up to 12th place here as he's continuing his march. Ty Gibbs is currently stuck behind Chris Buescher on the march. And here we go. We got Josh Berry putting a bumper to the 48 here, trying to make something happen. And there we go. Josh Berry up into the top 5 here. Starting to make Stuart Haas look relevant again. That's always a good thing. The more competitive teams we got, the better. And here we go. Christopher Bell looking to the top of the racetrack. I don't know if there's much grip out there, but yeah, so showing the favorites in the race here. You got Truex in 3rd, Bell up into 12th here. The worst running of the guys who were top 5 favorites entering the race was Denny Hamlin, who's back in 18th and 19th, battling it out with William Byron right now. As that battle with Reddick, I guess, didn't go well for Byron, considering Reddick's now 2 spots ahead of him. And here we go. Joey Logano starting to get to the back bumper of Alex Bowman. Seems like Alex Bowman's starting to run out of time here on track. He's going to try and do everything he can to hold off Logano. I don't know if it's going to work, though. Let's see. He's still leading at the line. Or, I say leading. He's leading over Logano at the line for the 5th position. No, at the line last time, Joey Logano was the leader. So here we go. Let's see. You got Bubba Wallace hanging on to that 2nd position. And again, this is the Chevys definitely seem to be evaporating here on the long run, even though Bowman actually had some of the best long run speed of the entire field on the 20 and 30 lap averages. Bowman was one of the very best at that in practice, but I guess it's just not really working out too well there. So we got Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney's running really badly. Not sure what happened to Blaney on this. I don't know if he had a really bad stop or something. Alright, they're showing something with the 24's pit stop. Oh, the 24 got blocked in by the 14. By the 14's crew member, obviously trying not to hit the crew member or the car there. Byron had to back up and angle his way out there, and that's what cost William Byron all that track position. It's got him running back in the pack here with the likes of Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski. Not that I'm saying any of these drivers are bad drivers by any stretch of the imagination. They're all beating my favorite driver right now, Kyle Busch and Michael McDowell. And not sure where Stenhouse is ended up at this point, but he's probably back there too. Yep, there's Stenhouse 25th. But yeah, definitely a rough night for a lot of my favorites. I'd be shocked if we don't see a green flag stop though in this stage. Here we go. Now we got a lot of lights on track. I don't know if earlier they just hadn't turned on all the lights, or it's just the onboard camera that's making it definitely appear more lit up now than it was about an hour ago when we started this race. But yep. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. And yeah, they're going to commercial break. Showing some highlights of the cars battling it out. Christopher Bell, he's almost up into that top 10. And Bell is on a charge here. Please, Bell, do not crash. I picked you for the in our picks of the week for the podcast. Come on. I need a good day after picking McDowell last week with the steering rack issue. Picking, well, not even picking, getting assigned to Christopher Bell with the way we did it for Vegas with the wheel, and then Christopher Bell wrecking 2 or 3 times there that weekend. I've just had very little luck with the whole points thing. Alright, so here we go. We got ourselves some water, and yeah, so how's everybody's day going? Let's go ahead and check Twitter, see if we can find any controversy to go and chime in on. And as I definitely think that I would say the SHR has been very impressive over the last couple of races, in particular this one, though. I was saying, if Barry could challenge for the win, that would be amazing, especially for a rookie driver to go and win this one. Ooh, let's see. Okay, battle. It's like showing a clip of the wreck there. Just one of them deals. Depends who you're a bigger fan of. 99, 99, 99. Racing incident, but Suarez will automatically blame Barry. Yeah. Josh overdrove the corner. Josh overdrove the corner, forcing pretty high going into the turn. Nine cleared himself, but of course the Twitter will blame the 4. 99 turned down on the 4. Just kind of looking at a lot of these definitions as to what happened, and it's like 99 blocked the 4 down to the inside wall. Okay, that's got to be the dumbest way to describe that crash I've ever heard. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone expected the 4 to dive it in that deep or that high up the track. But yeah, again, I could see someone justifying it as a racing deal. I could even see you assigning some of the blame to the 99. I just don't see how anyone says that, oh, Barry got blocked all the way down the inside wall. They were a whole lane. They were a lane and a half up. But Larson has started to absolutely just pull away as the track dries out here. Bubba Wallace now 3.5 seconds back. You got Martin Truex Jr. now up to second, only 2 seconds back. Barry running as the top Ford here. He is up into 3rd place, and Bubba Wallace is battling it out with Joey Logano, who is the 2nd highest Ford. Battling out with the 2nd highest Toyota driver here. And it definitely looks like on the long run the Fords are starting to come to it, but or at the very least on the longer run the Toyotas maybe not having it quite as much. Again, not really sure what has happened with the actual status of the track drying, because it's hard to really tell. But again, the fact that they've all been on slicks and had virtually no noticeable issues tends to make me lean towards the track is in full dry conditions at this point, and it should be no different than, say, the spring race. Oh, there we go. Christopher Bell up into the top 10. Let's go. Todd Gilliland up into the top 10. You got Gregson up to 12th. Another one of those Stewart Haas drivers. Ryan Preece hanging out inside the top 20. Briscoe back in 30th. He's the worst of the 4 SHR drivers here tonight so far. But still a long race to go. We are just passing the 100 lap mark. We got ourselves just under 300 laps to go. Bubba Wallace did lead 1 lap. Lap 44 was Bubba Wallace's one and only lap led. But he's been hanging out inside the top 10 all of today so far. Christopher Bell definitely starting to make his charge towards the front, as he is as high up as I think we've seen him all day. You got Reddick and Tyler, you got Tyler Reddick and Ty Gibbs back, both back in 13th and 14th. Not really sure what all has happened there. Those two have kind of been, especially Ty Gibbs, kind of just been perpetually stuck in about 14th place. Once he stopped his free fall when he fell out of the top 10 for the first time. He's just kind of been stuck in about 14th the entire rest of the day since then. And Truex is eating into Larson's lead just a little bit here. Last time by, he was about 1/10 of a second a lap faster than Larson the last time by. To wait and see when they get the next lap recorded here to see if it's going to be better or worse here. And there goes Busher and Gilliland fighting it out for that spot. Alright, there we go. New updated one, and it is virtually the same. 6 1/1000ths of a second faster for Truex, but for all intents and purposes, Truex and Larson just ran identical lap times that time by. So Busher now completes the pass on Todd Gilliland. Looks like Gilliland might be struggling here. He's got, that's Kyle Busch-Cam. They were still talking about Busher, and then they cut to the back bumper of the Kyle Busch machine with Ryan Preece on the bumper. I was trying to figure out where that happened. And sorry, that's is that Briscoe or is that... No, that is Preece's car. Okay. They both have white and blue paint schemes today for the 41 and the 14. But, yep. This battle now between Hocevar and Stenhouse. I feel like Hocevar and Stenhouse, they're basically the same driver, honestly. Going from the personality to the way they race, especially, I would say especially Hocevar is very much like what Stenhouse was like when Stenhouse was first coming through the ranks. I think he does crash a little too much, a little short-tempered potentially. Oh, and speaking of short-tempered, there we go. The 47 did go and actually make contact with the 17s, with the 77 there. So potentially a reason why Hocevar might be a little bit more aggressive with passing this 47 car. But honestly, right now, the way these two are driving, they're just back markers at this point. And here we go. Speaking of back markers, Kyle Larson has caught the back half of the field and 0.2 of a second slower that last lap by for Kyle Larson versus Martin Truex Jr. And I don't think Larson wants to deal with the lap traffic. And we're going to cut to commercial the second they're catching lap traffic. The whole time we were running them down, talking about other less important storylines. And now you got a battle for the lead through lap traffic that is going to get close here. Let's see, only 1/10 of a second faster that time for Truex, but the time behind is definitely closing in here. Larson, again, he's going to have to deal with lap traffic, and Truex is going to get a little bit of an easier deal because the lap cars are more likely to give up room to the second place car once they're already officially one lap down than they are to give up a spot to the leader. So there we go. We have this stupid Wendy's March Madness commercial. But, yep, here we All right, let's see. Well, let's go ahead and check in on the what was it? Was it the Dodgers game that's going on right now? MLB scores. Yeah, Dodgers Cardinals now top of the sixth, a 2-0 game now. Cardinals leading over the Dodgers in that one. Again, we all the other games were already done that we were talking about. Tomorrow is the Red Sox head down the coast to go play the Oakland Athletics. Tomorrow, Yankees go and play the Arizona Diamondbacks tomorrow. That's gonna hopefully the Diamondbacks can go ahead and end the Yankees win streak. So far, the Red Sox have had 2 wins, 2 losses in their opening series against the Mariners. So they are 2-2 to start the season, which is not exactly the greatest spot to be in, especially when you've got a team like the Yankees in our division that has gone 4-0 to start their season off. You got the Orioles taking a loss already. You got the Rays at 2-2, Blue Jays at 2-2, and the Sox at 2-2 in that division. Tigers are undefeated in the AL Central. AL West does not have a undefeated team, but they do have the Houston Astros, who lost to the Yankees, giving them their perfect season so far. And we are back from commercial break, so we will flip back over to the race and keep talking about this one. So I will say they've timed it out a lot better than I thought they were, and here we go, coming down pit road. We got drivers coming down pit road under green flag conditions. Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, both on pit road here. Josh Berry coming to pit road. I think a lot of these guys are playing this one smart. Hit pit road before you hit the lap traffic to try and not have to deal with lap traffic potentially hurting your in-lap. That is a very smart decision there. Right now you got Larson and Truex still carving up the field here. And there we go. Martin Truex Jr. comes to pit road. You got Ty Gibbs already on pit road. I see the 34 of Michael McDowell is on pit road with Long John Silver's car. Let's see. Who else do we see pitting? Buescher, Byron, Dillon coming down pit road. Austin Dillon, Eric Jones on pit road. Not sure who else. Looking for names. But all the names are kind of dropping out of that top 20 here now. It looks like 17, 18 drivers potentially have not pit now. So, LaJoy, Ty Dillon, Stenhouse, Suarez, Hocevar, Haley. And here we go. Reddick coming down pit road. Chastain, Gregson both coming down pit road. Hocevar coming down pit road. A lot of guys coming down pit road here. Again, these are green flag stops that we're seeing, and due to the age of the track surface and the amount of tire wear here, and we got the Kyle and Kyle show, but not the great version from Bristol 2019, but instead it's actually Kyle Busch trying to stay on the lead lap, meanwhile Kyle Larson's trying to lap him. Honestly, Kyle, if you... we get contact for the leader of the race. I don't know who that was with, because it wasn't the second place driver. That was the 43 of Eric Jones on fresh tires. Well, thank you, Eric Jones, for helping Kyle Busch fend him off. And okay, so Kyle Busch has already won that down. I think he may have already pit. Elliott now down on pit road. You got Kyle Larson still out on track. I don't know if he's hoping for... he's got to be banking on a yellow at this point. So Larson... here comes Logano. So Larson, Bubba Wallace, Bowman, Todd Gilliland, Austin Cindric, Ryan Blaney, Suarez, Haley, Stenhouse, Ty Dillon, the only drivers who have yet to pit. So... You've got 11 drivers. And here comes Cindric down pit road. So Cindric and Logano both on pit road now. So now you got about 9 drivers. So the top 9 have yet to pit. Now top 8. So here we go. So Larson, Bubba, Bowman, Gilliland. Yep, so there's Blaney coming down pit road. He was that latest one that came to pit road. And drivers just keep blinking here. At what point does Larson decide he's losing too much time on track to these guys on the fresh tires to potentially risk it? Because, I mean, I think on fuel he might be able to make it the full distance. There's no way he makes it on tires this whole distance. And here we go. Here comes the 34 of Michael McDowell trying to unlap himself from the 5. So, I mean, that's pretty much everybody unlapping themselves. I mean, yeah, technically, if a caution flag were to fly right now, he would still have 7th place, 7th on down, a lap down. But, I mean, you're just losing too much time on fresh tires, I would imagine, here. So, yep, 7 cars on track now that the 47 of Stenhouse has come and gone. You got Ty Dillon, Haley, Suarez, Gilliland, Bowman, Bubba, and Larson all out on track. And once Truex unlaps you, next time by, you have got to be coming to pit road if you're Larson. I mean, I guess you could try and hope for a yellow, but at this point, the yellow would also would put Truex on the same lap as you anyway, so it wouldn't be as great. I mean, it would still be way better than having to pit and having to cover off the entire field, but I don't know. I mean, at this point, oh, we did almost have a caution flag there between the 77 and the 21 having some contact there, as the 77's charging his way through the field. Not sure if the 21 was on old tires at that point, or if that was just the 77 getting really impatient with a driver who has a slightly lesser car than him. Now you got Josh Berry going and trying to unlap himself. That was the 3rd place driver at the start of this cycle. And again, you've got everybody hounding that back bumper of the 5 here, trying to unlap themselves. Here comes the 12, trying to get one of his laps back. You got a 4. Oh, you got a 15 of Kaz Gralla getting really aggressive with the back bumper here. You gotta be smart here, Larson. Don't fight. Don't get yourself wrecked trying to block people who are on much fresher tires than you, especially if they're back markers. You do not need to be getting them mad, because when this whole cycle's out, you might be trying to lap them again, and you might be trying to relap them when you're on better tires, and they might just go and block you for the sake of it. But here we go. So there goes Austin Dillon unlapping himself, and then another Austin. Are they really going to go to commercial break in the middle of a green flag cycle? Alright, well, I guess we got 4 drivers still out on track from that cycle. You got Larson, Bubba, Bowman, and Gilliland. But you're starting to see a lot of drivers unlapping themselves. Christopher Bell will probably unlap himself as he enters into the top 10 here momentarily. He'll be 10th at the line once he gets by Ty Dillon. And yeah, this is looking more and more likely that it's going to be a absolute runaway here for the driver of the the 5 car is trying to make this a runaway, but I don't know how much he actually has in this car right now. Alright, so we got 3 people hanging out in here. Let's see. So yeah, we were about to go through the National League standings. The Pirates are 4-0 to start their season, and that's the only other undefeated team in baseball. Oh wait, no, the Brewers are also undefeated. As they just played the Mets. So Mets and Marlins are 0-3 and 0-4 respectively, after losing to the Pirates and Brewers. But it's a long season, 162 game season for the MLB. Most of these teams will probably be fine. And oh, we got a caution flag out. No, never mind. For whatever reason, the header at the top of my screen was showing yellow flag still, but no, we have got ourselves a green flag still. I just got very thrown off here. Alright, so there we go. We're chilling. And still those 4 drivers have not come to pit road. I will say they seem to have made the right choice. I don't know if they heard from the spotters on the spotter stand that knew that these guys weren't coming to pit road anytime soon or what, but again, they seem to have made the right choice and as to when to come to pit road or when to go to commercial to not miss too many green flag stops. And oh, here we go. Todd Gilliland is either pit or he's just opted to or he's just gotten passed by Martin Truex Jr. on raw pace. And here we go. They're coming back from commercial break here now, so we will be able to actually see what's going on. Martinsville next Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We got a nice regularly scheduled time, and it's on, I believe, is that the first race on FS1 for the year? That might be. So here we go. Truex has made the pass on Gilliland. I believe Gilliland has officially... no, he is not pit. He is in 5th place. He's just hanging out there. So Truex is running his way all the way back up to 12 seconds behind Larson. He is absolutely going to get by Larson here when Larson does inevitably pit. You got Bubba Wallace here, the 2nd place driver at this point. I don't know what Bubba's plan is here. He's 6 seconds behind Larson. I mean, again, caution flag would majorly help, but the amount it helps is less and less by every car that goes by Kyle Larson to unlap themselves. Right now, you got 9 cars on the lead lap already, and a lot of them have fresh, about 4 or 5 of them have fresh tires on, so I don't know how much help, again, a yellow would be at this point. I mean, yeah, you'd have like 12, 13 lap fresher tires there. So, playoff leaderboard entering today. Truex, Tygibbs, some of the highest drivers in points without wins. Elliott, Chastain would both be up inside that top 10 as well. Obviously, you got Suarez and Bell up, both up in the top, even though they aren't necessarily as high on points, just because they got those wins. Although I think Bell is still up in the top 10 in regular points, too. But, yeah, so right now the other drivers have 25, 26 laps on their tires. If a yellow came out, would they pit? I don't think they would. Maybe the ones that are on the lead lap would pit, but I just don't know. If a caution flag flies, I mean, you got 80 laps to go. You're right at the midpoint of the stage right now. I mean, if a caution flag flies, would you pit? I probably would. Especially if I'm on the lead lap, I'm pitting. But if I'm a lap down, the question is, do you... I mean, especially with the way this race has been going, you've only had, what, 1 caution for contact so far? I would certainly not be, I wouldn't be banking on another caution. Here we go. Here comes Kyle Larson. Daniel Suarez coming down pit road right ahead of him, too. So, Suarez coming down pit road. Yeah. Let's see. Does Hamlin or does Bubba or Bowman follow him? That's going to be the big thing. Let's see. No, Bubba stays out on track. You've got Bowman stays out on track. You got Todd Gilliland, I believe, has also now come down pit road. Yep, Todd Gilliland came down pit road. So, there we go. Gilliland is down there, and he is going to drop outside the top 20. But that is kind of expected at this point because he tried the long game strategy here. And, yeah, now it's going to be Martin Truex Jr. having the lead here. Bubba Wallace comes to pit road, and Truex has passed Bowman, and he is now the leader. And he is now going and trying to lap Kyle Larson. Is that for 2 laps down, or is that just to keep him 1 lap down here? Because if Larson's able to be only 1 lap down right now, that would be amazing. And yes, he is... Oh, wait. Oh, no, he's right at the... Is he 1 lap down? I'm not sure. As I said, the screen is showing him as 1 lap down, but he's also right in front of the leader. So I don't know if that's just not up to date. Because if so, then that would mean that everybody was 2 laps now, which would be weird. But there we go. Bowman coming to pit road, and that will complete the cycle of pit stops there. So Truex, Barry, Logano, Bell, and Busch are your top 5. And right now, Truex has a 5-second lead to just kind of relax on. And, okay, Larson is on the lead lap. So, Larson is back on the lead lap. Preece just got his way back on the lead lap as well. So, there we go. We got that one figured out. And, yeah, everybody's just kind of working their way around here. Honestly, I think at this point, Truex is just going to be basically... I mean, you still got to go as hard as you can, but you don't want to risk breaking your car to try and drive harder at this point. So there we go. We got up into the 11th. You got up to 16th place a lap down right now. Again, we're expecting some of these guys who pitted later. Larson, Briscoe, Bowman. We expect them to potentially unlap themselves because the fresher tires will be a ton faster, but they gave up so much time on the old tires by staying out that it will take a long time to potentially get back to where they should be, or theoretically should be. Are they really crediting the 11 for that strategy? I'm seeing them talking about the 2-stop strategy here in the stage. And that strategy, I mean, I love Denny Hamlin and his crew chief and whatnot, but they were not the ones who invented that strategy. It was Brian Now, I don't know if Brian Patty is now his crew chief. I believe it's still Chris Gabehart, though. And, but yeah, it was Brian Patty and Stenhouse who came up with the pit in the middle of the stages strategy to absolutely run down the leaders. So, yeah, we're expecting another pit stop potentially from guys like Truex, some of the guys who pit early on. So, Truex, Barry, Logano, we expect those guys will, will be pitting in extra time. Meanwhile, guys like Larson's already back up inside the top 10. I mean, he is absolutely on the charge here. But, yeah, we expect that he will not be pitting a second time. So if that's true, then that is going to make this a very dominant stage win here for Kyle Larson. If he is able to make it to the end of the second stage without pitting it again. Meanwhile, we expect guys like Truex and Barry to be coming in again. But there we go. Kyle Larson up to 10th here, and he's going to continue to climb here. You got 4 Toyotas up in the top 10 now. You got 4 Fords and 2 Chevys up in the top 10. So a bit of a shift, again, from that beginning of the race where we had 4 Chevys in the top 4 spots. Now you're sitting at only 2 Chevys in that top 10, but one of them is Kyle Larson, who's on an absolute charge. He's now by Ty Gibbs, so Ty Gibbs now back to 10th. Larson continuing to charge his way through the field. So Larson is putting an absolute steamroll here on the entire field. And we got a MLB Dodgers commercial talking about Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts. Oh, come on. I'm still disappointed that Mookie Betts left the Red Sox. I mean, at least he didn't go and become a Yankee like most of our other players do, but he was one of those players that he was one of the young players I was really excited about when he was coming up. Got to see him play in Portland, Maine, up in at the Sea Dogs Arena back when he used to play for the Portland Sea Dogs. But yeah, just a bummer to see him on a different team. But here we go. We got ourselves the remix with a bunch of radio stuff mixed in, which doesn't mean a whole lot to me because I'm. So it looks like they're talking about they're just looking at the radio chatter, seeing if there's anything worth mentioning in there, but I doubt it. Because most of the radio chatter that they were talking about was about the change to slicks here. And here we go. Ty Dillon trying to unlap himself for one of these laps. Don't know how many laps down he is, but Kyle Larson up to 7th here on the fresh tires. He has pretty well run himself back up to the front of the field. Again, if there's a caution, that's where this whole strategy starts to get flipped on its head here. So where they were before green flag stops and after green flag stops, Barry's up 9 spots on the pit stops. Truex up 1. A couple of the other drivers like Larson, who lost 6 spots throughout the cycle of green flag stops, as he got shuffled back to 7th. Now up to 6th here. And now he's trying to pass Suarez, who is at least 1 lap down. Looks like he's might even be 2 laps down here. And we got a yellow flag. Yellow flag's out, and what's the caution for? I'm seeing the camera going to Kyle Busch, and I'm seeing him swerving here. I don't know if he may be spitting fuel, or not fuel, but fluid here. Let's see. Third caution of the day, or third caution of the night here. What's it for? They cut pretty quickly to Kyle Busch's car, so I'm assuming something happened. I did see what okay, so Kyle Busch bounced off the wall. Okay, let's see. Here we go. So he hits the wall there pretty hard. Ooh, that is not something, and they just threw the caution immediately. Alright, I guess I just saw that contact with the wall. I mean, that is I like it for Truex and Bell because it helps them out, but man, that is a weak caution call. I mean, come on. Wait until you see whether the steering is actually broken there or not. I mean, it's great timing for guys like Bubba Wallace, who had just unlapped himself. I believe Kyle Busch would be the free pass car, but because he's the cause of the caution, which, again, I don't even think he should have been I don't think this should be a caution in the first place. Eric Jones might get the, it looks like they might give the caution flag to, or the free pass to Eric Jones here. To wait and see, but all the crew is getting geared up and ready to come back down pit road. You got 60 laps to go. This is a good chance to come and pit. You got to sprint to the checker. I mean, I know it's a 60-lap sprint, but it's still going to be a sprint compared to the 160 that they were scheduled to run to the stage here. And there we go. Yep, there's Cliff Daniels. Oh, whoa. That's weird. Cliff Daniels, the crew chief, is down on pit wall. He's come down off the pit box for this stop for Kyle Larson. I want to know what Cliff Daniels is going to do. Normally, the crew chief stays up on the pit box. Can help also with identifying if something's not done quite right or if you need to catch something. But, yeah, I don't know. And, of course, we're not going to get a chance to see Kyle Larson's pit stop. Come on, NASCAR. Show Larson's pit stop. I get that we normally show the top 4, which, again, I think is normally good. But, yeah, we didn't get a chance to see what happened with Larson's pit crew. Okay, Larson comes out 6th place, so it wasn't anything serious, I guess, on the pit stop at least. I don't know if that's just a normal thing for Cliff Daniels to do, to come down onto the off the pit box for the pit stop, but that seemed weird. And here we go. Let's see. During the caution flags, the leaderboard does get a little bit messed up from time to time. Like, for example, it's showing Eric Jones the leader. Eric Jones will not be your leader when we go back racing. I can promise you that. And they are going to score. Kyle Busch is being scored on the lead lap. So, I mean, let's go. I guess that works. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this just to make sure that this is actually up to date here. So, yeah, 28 cars on the lead lap, including Kyle Busch, who was the cause of the caution. Oh, more rain starting in 35 minutes. Great. Alright, I know Eli and I argue all the time about this track and whether it's a good track or not, but we've had some. I mean, yeah, it hasn't been edge of your seat action the entire time, but honestly, I love the strategy game. I mean, I'm definitely more of that crew chiefer's mind as to like the long game, the strategy, the 130-mile-an-hour chess match, but here we go. Let's go ahead and check Twitter again and see if we can find any other debates. We'll try and find ones that aren't just $4.99. Let's see. I'm assuming something about caution here. Okay, let's see. NASCAR went and tweeted out the thing. Yep, phantom caution. Fire the race director. Yeah, that's not a caution. Joke. Anything for Truex. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, but again, like, I completely agree with a lot of this. This is not a caution. Yeah, that should not have been a caution. I mean, these phantom cautions are getting a lot more common here. I remember, I think it was Phoenix in the Xfinity race. Haley Deegan had almost the exact same type of thing happen, and they threw a caution for it. But, yeah, that was definitely a unnecessary yellow. Alright, so here we go. We're just chilling here. Let's see. How we doing? How's our subscriber count looking? Are we up some? No, we're actually down one. Okay. Well, we are at 2567 right now. Alright, well, hopefully you guys are enjoying the race. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. We got 54 laps to go in stage number 2 here, and then we've got a full third stage to go. So, still plenty of racing to go. If you guys play the NASCAR fantasy game, this might be a good time to go and check your lineups. Go and see if you guys need to make any updates. Let me go ahead and check my own as we go. Green flags out. We're back to racing. Might want to wait a lap or two, let the restart play out before I go and make any major adjustments in case someone has major trouble on the restart. Blaney on the outside of 3 wide. Certainly he is in that list of guys who might be having trouble, although he has not had a great race to this point. Truex, though, absolutely ghosting the field as he is out in front by about a half second after only 1 lap. Barry up to second, Logano to third. You got Bell up to 4th place, but he's fighting it out with Kyle Larson here. Tygibbs too fast entering on that pit stop under the yellow flag for a causing him to have to go to the tail end of the field for the restart here. Let's go ahead and swap my garage guy. Ty Gibbs is really my worst performer. I mean, he is running 20th right now. So, I mean, I'm going to wait a little bit before I go and potentially ruin my lineup by making a change. But I will probably end up making a change before the end of this stage, so let's go ahead and see. Again, we're all kind of settling in here. Larson up to 4th. Bell settling in 5th, but there's a lot of Toyota power up in the front. You've got, what is that, 5 Toyotas up in the top 10 right now? I mean, that is extremely good, especially when it's, you got a full, you got all of 2311 in there, but yeah, there is just something wrong with that 12 car, with how high up the track he was and how out of control he looked. Although he's still on track and he's still fighting for positions, I believe. And as I say, Bubba talking about how apparently things... how apparently things, no matter how many different ways they try and deal with things, it doesn't seem to change anything, which, fair enough. I mean, they're still up in the top 10, which is nothing to be upset about. Christopher Bell has now lost the 5th position to Denny Hamlin, so they are continuing to fall further back. But, yeah, you got yourself a pretty good day. We are just settling in here for this one, and let's go ahead and see what we got. Alright, so we got Jones versus Chastain here for the 15th position. Everybody started the race on wet weather tires. Let's see. Again, let me see what the projected rainstorm is. So, checking the weather real quick. We got 45 laps left in this stage. Race is official in 15 more laps. If we get to halfway, that will be the race being official. So all we have to do is get to lap 200. Looks like possible chance of light rain in the next hour, but that is not a guarantee. It looks like it's still about 20, 22 minutes out. So, no rain imminent. I believe we will get to the end of stage 2. After stage 2, sure, there might be a chance of a yellow flag for rain. We'll have to wait and see. They also might mandate putting the tires back on, so we'll have to wait and see. But here we go. Michael McDowell getting kind of clogging up the track here a little bit. Whatever's wrong with his car from qualifying, it has not gotten much better in the race. Now, I don't know if that's just the lack of track position, potentially. In practice, he might have had a better... he might have had some good track position, but then messed up his qualifying lap and has been in the back since. But, yeah, not sure, because, again, we saw his teammate kind of throw the Hail Mary to try and get the strategy gamble to work, and his teammate's now in 20th place after that as they go NASCAR side-by-side commercial break. So, 40 laps to go here in stage number 2. Again, we got time to go ahead and decide on this one. Let's see. What has happened with Ty Gibbs thus far? Has Ty Gibbs improved at all? He is still 18th. He has been just kind of stuck in positions all day, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the change here. I'm going to put Byron in and take out Gibbs. I hope this decision doesn't bite me in the butt, but it always seems to do it whenever I go and make a change like that, so we'll see. Yeah, I didn't want to burn another Kyle Larson, but he has looked very good today. Let's see. Alright, I'm just going to go double check my other lineups real quick. In a couple of the other fantasy leagues I'm in. We're still at side-by-side commercial break here. Looks like Ty Gibbs and Briscoe are battling it out, I think is the battle we're seeing. Oh, sorry, no, that's Ryan Preece, who is one lap down, dueling it out with a Monster Energy car, which I believe is Ty Gibbs. So just gotta go ahead and double check my lineups. And again, you have until the end of stage 2, so if anyone does play the NASCAR fantasy game, go ahead and double check your rosters. If you guys don't play it already, well, unfortunately you missed out on this week, but there is a link in the description to the Running of the Pack Fantasy League that me and a bunch of my friends and people on the channel are taking part in. I'd say we got about 10 active members that are regularly picking. Let's see, I think we have 15 people who have made picks this week. Let me see what the league points are. Yeah, I mean, it looks like we got close to 15, 16 people who are making picks every week. And where am I at in the overall standings? I am 12th, so I'm starting to claw back after a rough start to the season for me. So I went and changed that roster. Alright, so let's see. 33 laps to go, and they are... So after they came back from commercial break, they go and crank it up. So they're not even going to tell us what potentially we might have missed if we were focused on the commercial and not the side-by-side, which, granted, if you were watching the commercial over the side-by-side, I think you got a bigger problem than than missing out on the race. I was checking my lineup, so I missed it. Alright, let's see. Again, Bell still holding on to a top 5 spot here. Larson hasn't been able to just go and pass very many people. I mean, he's up to 4th, but he just hasn't been able to get by Logano. And the current MPH has got to be one of the stupidest kind of graphics or whatever to go and put next to the drivers' names. Like, there we go. The time behind works. Even the number of laps on their tires, that works. But the current miles per hour just seems like the stupidest metric. Again, even maybe your last lap speed, that would be fine. But, yeah. Not a fan of when they go and show the active MPH change. Because if you're in the corner, if you're off the gas at some point, you don't know why the miles per hour is dropping. All we know is what the miles per hour is. So here we go, let's see. Kyle Busch has slowly moved his way up the field. He's up into 14th now. Again, he's not really looking like the kind of guy who can go out here and just win the race, but he could potentially, throughout the latter half of this race, he could turn himself into a guy who could potentially go and win this thing. He's clawed his way up. He's been as high as 12th, but I think that was while he hadn't pit. But he's all the way up into 14th now after being the cause of a caution, although, again, that was a fluky yellow. Alright, so let's see. Again, they're showing Alex Bowman. Where is Bowman at on track? Looking up and down the leaderboard, looking for Alex Bowman in the 48. Bowman is 19th in the 48, so he is just behind Ty Gibbs. He actually might end up running down Ty Gibbs here if Ty Gibbs continues to slip. Although, again, he seems like he'll settle into a spot and then he'll just get stuck there. He won't be able to pass anybody, but he won't get passed very frequently either. So, I don't know. That's just a weird thing about the way that Ty Gibbs' race has gone. Just going and filtering out all the all my weird picks and some of my other lineups where I'm kind of swinging for the fences because I've had this bad of the start to the season as I have in NASCAR Fantasy. across a couple of different leagues. I think I'm outside the top 10,000 in the big NBC one. I'm also in a couple of other leagues for different racing leagues and stuff. So, and we go to another side-by-side commercial. A lot of commercial breaks. I'm just hoping we get them all out the way earlier rather than later here. Kozlowski and Gregson, some Fords looking fast. That's that. I gotta say though, Josh Berry is very fast today. He was runner-up here in the spring last year driving a Hendrick car, but to bring a Stewart-Haas car here and go and run second place, that is something we have not seen for a couple of years, because the last time we saw a Stewart-Haas car that fast, it was Harvick in 2022 at this racetrack when Harvick got his final career win. I got one more roster to go ahead and switch that one up. Also, apparently LeBron James just got 9 3-pointers in the Lakers game today. I'm assuming that, unless I'm completely off, is that not his team anymore? I don't know. It feels like LeBron James is on a different team every 2 to 3 years. Fair enough. He's probably just getting the most amount of money possible, but it's hard to keep up with him when he's when it feels like he's on a different team every year. And maybe it's just because I don't follow basketball very much that I just don't know what team he's on every year. But I'm pretty sure I've seen him in the pink and purple for a little while now, so I'm assuming he's still in Lakers. I know he's been potentially flirting with retirement, although he's also been talking a lot about wanting to play with his son, LeBron James Jr. when he gets to the NBA, and I don't think he would give up on that dream by retiring early when he could probably just stick around in the league for a while. So let's see. All right, I am only 1 point outside the. At 1 point behind 4th place there. And that's all my rosters updated, and we are good to go for the final 16 laps of the stage. One last reminder, if you guys play the NASCAR fantasy game, you've got the final 16 laps of the stage to go ahead and decide who you want to put in your garage, so make sure you guys double check your lineups. So here we go. Martin Truex Jr. is lapping Suarez here. We've seen Suarez fighting to stay on the lead lap earlier after the spin at the end of stage 1. But he now goes and gets passed by Truex to be put a lap down. He is 20th place right now, so Truex is lapped up to the front half of the field. Now you got 19th and 18th trying to fight to stay on this lead lap here. It's going to be tygibbs here soon, but right now seems like a lot of speed out of these Toyota here. He's just carving through the field. Oh, is the guy in the Hunt Brothers car tonight? I was looking around for him and I hadn't seen him, so that explains why I hadn't seen him. I was looking for the wrong car. Or at least I saw he had the Hunt Brothers pizza cam on. Which car does he have this week? Okay, no, he does have the shell car. Okay, he just has the Hunt Brothers pizza on board cam. Okay. Don't know when he's scheduled to run the Hunt Brothers car, but yeah, that's weird. The fact that they have his Hunt Brothers Pizza car number on the the color of the number and the number background and all that are from his Hunt Brothers Pizza car when he's they're showing the onboard camera, even though he's using the yellow scheme tonight. But yeah, here we go. We're settling in. 12 laps to go. 12 times around here. Got Kyle Busch and Eric Jones fighting it out. Kyle Busch right back where he started this whole thing in 15th place. I'm going to text some people to remind them that we got 10 laps to go in the stage. And yeah, here we go. Again, about a 2.5 second lead here for Truex. He's just going to, again, coast here for a little bit while he's got the buffer of a couple of lap cars. Right now, I think Barry's got to be more worried about the Joey Logano car coming from behind him, the 22 car here, versus trying to run down the 19. Although, again, Kyle Larson up inside the top 4, you got to be somewhat worried about him, although he's a little further back. He's about a full second behind Barry, but full second doesn't mean much. But there is a physical lap car in between Logano and Larson. So you got at least a little bit of a buffer. Hamlin really struggling here. He's even further back than that, and he's got like 2 or 3 lap cars between himself and Larson. Because that's kind of the biggest way to determine on a short track, especially on a long run, how far back you really are. The time is okay, but determining like how many lap cars are in between you and the other cars, that's always the bigger thing. Because you can only be like 3 seconds back, but if there's 2 or 3 full race cars between you that you have to pass that your opponent already did, that makes it a whole lot harder. Alright, let's see. So Denny Hamlin's had 34 Richmond races, and he's gotten 4 wins and 18 top 5s. Not bad. I mean, he's always... These Virginia short tracks have always been kind of Hamlin's bread and butter. This track, Martinsville. And for whatever reason, Pocono. Pocono was always a good track for Hamlin, too. So here we go. Bubba Wallace passes William Byron for 8th here. Let's see, is Byron going to be able to battle back here on the inside? Or on the outside, I mean? Nope. Bubba's still holding on to that spot. You got Todd Gilliland in behind them, but he's lapped already, so he is a lap behind the race. And yeah, we got 4 laps to go before points get paid. Battle for the last spot in points here goes between Reddick, and they just took it off the screen. Come on, are you kidding me? I was just about to talk about that. I don't know if they already did or if they just aren't talking about the battle for the last spot in points. Oh, here we go. Okay, you know what? I will say at the very least the on-track camera is in a good spot. You got Truex trying to lap Bowman. That is a very big talking point here for talking about this one. But Brad Keselowski, he's about 0.3 of a second behind Reddick for that final spot in points. But, yeah, if the 19 can lap the 48 here, that would be big, because you can trap the 48 a lap down. He will get the free pass, but then he'll have to come from the back of the field. He'll have to start behind all the other cars a lap down here, assuming that they don't take a wave around to try and make his way back to the front here. Now, the question is whether or not who is second in the battle for the lap down here, because Lucky Dog, as I say, Barry is closed in, but he's not going to get to Martin Truex Jr. as this is the final lap off the final corner. Bowman up to the top. Bowman will be Lucky Dog. I believe Bowman does get Lucky Dog. We're going to have to see. Head of steam on the outside. That was so close. I got to see this one to see who it was, but Truex, Barry, Logano, Kyle Larson 4th, and Denny Hamlin your top 5. Bell, Buescher, Bubba, Byron, and Tyler Reddick, the other drivers, getting points here at the end of stage number 2. And now the NASCAR Fantasy Garage is locked. And here we go, so... We got another T-Mobile commercial. Gotta love when they release a new one of those. With another new annoying song. And yeah, we were just settling in here and getting ready for this one. So we got Roughnecks versus Defenders next week for the UFL. That's kind of their big game of the week. Also, tomorrow starts out the month of the NFL draft, which will be a fun topic. I'm sure we'll be talking about it over on the Social Sports Pad podcast with their NFL podcast. We'll be talking draft. I imagine a couple times throughout the month. I don't know how regularly they do those episodes. I know the lap down we are doing every week throughout the NASCAR season. Not sure if it'll be weekly when we get to the off season, just because there might not be news every week, but alright, here we go. Let's see. But yeah, we're just chilling out here. We got 170 laps in this final stage. Alright, let's see. How's everybody doing tonight? We got ourselves a pretty good game. Let's go ahead and take a look at the MLB. Alright, the Dodgers did actually score some points a little bit ago. In the bottom of the second, they were able to get 2 points to close in the battle. The Cardinals are still up right now. They're up 4-2 over the Dodgers. So it looks like St. Louis Cardinals are a little bit better here early on, but bottom of the 8th, still time for the Dodgers to come back, but they have not. They need to score soon here. Good thing is they are the home team, which means they will get an extra set of ups if need be to try and put away the Cardinals. But as of right now, they might need that just to try and have any shot at beating the Cardinals. Alright, so here we go. Now we got them coming down pit road, and let's see. And, Bowman will be the... So Bowman is the free pass. So who does that really put behind the 8 ball here? Let's go ahead and see. 2. Oh, and we got... There's a NASCAR official cleaning up one of the signs, probably from the accomplished contact, which, again, that's something that, as long as it's not creating an active threat, which it wasn't. So it looks like that will ultimately really mess up Daniel Suarez's day, because Bowman got lapped, he'll get the free pass, and now Suarez will have to fight his way to get back on the lead lap. Now, Bowman still has to go to the tail end of the field and has to work his way through all the cars, because he's the free pass, but he is at least on the lead lap. Suarez either needs to get really lucky or be really fast to earn his lap back. So here we go. Martin Truex Jr. almost over a full second faster than Logano. Larson with a very comparable pit stop. Larson up 2 spots. Logano up 2 spots. Berry loses 4. Logano loses 1. Bell gains a spot on pit road. Looks like Chris Buescher, another driver, dropping some spots. I did not take note of who else may or may not have also lost a couple of spots there. But, yeah, Martin Truex Jr. is still your race leader as they come off pit road. They go to commercial break, and I'm going to go use the bathroom one more time, and I will be right back, guys. settling in, and we are back. Alright, how's everybody doing? We got ourselves a pretty good show of people here tonight. Alright, let's see. So we got the some kind of mid-race break here with the with the people in the Hollywood Hotel or whatever back in Charlotte. And it looks like that light rain shower has missed Richmond and is no longer on track to hit them, so we may have avoided a further yellow for weather, which is really good. Alright, so here we go. Green flag's out. We're back to racing. Martin Truex Jr. jumps out ahead of Larson here. But Larson jumps up to second here. Logano back to third. And it's going to be a battle here. Bell versus Bubba for the fifth position is also on. We know Bubba's willing to fight hard for positions. I just don't know. We haven't seen him fighting for a position with a teammate yet. I'm curious to see if Bubba might be willing to drop in behind his teammate Bell there if he can find room in between Bell and Barry. Obviously, right now Barry is the question mark there, and we are currently watching the battle between Logano and Hamlin for it. Alright, there we go. So yeah, right now you got Elliott and Gregson is the other battle on track between those two battling it out for the 12th position. Gregson on the top, Elliott on the bottom of the racetrack. Common sense would say that Elliott should be able to win this battle over Gregson. Tygibbs is up to 14, so he has drifted further forward now, but we'll have to wait and see if he gets stuck there or if he's able to actually start making some true passes here. And there we go. Logano has finally beaten Hamlin for that third spot in the battle there for that position. I mean, I'm sure Hamlin is probably getting pretty close to Hamlin's time to start just going and using the bumper and just ramming through people. But yeah, the fact that tygibbs after a penalty is all the way back up there, because he got a speeding penalty at the end of stage 2, I believe. Or, no, not at the end of stage 2. It's a caution in the middle of stage 2. He got a speeding penalty, and now that he's back up in the 14th, he could actually start to look for something here. So again, tygibbs starting to get back into the swing of things here. Only 34th on back is more than one lap down, so there's still a lot of guys who are only one lap down that theoretically, if we get a caution fest, could start to get back on the lead lap and fight for this one. But yeah, we've seen races at this track go fairly caution-free, or at the very least fairly incident-free. But yeah, ultimately a lot of yellows at the stage breaks. Or at the beginning of the race between the comp yellow and then you had the caution that ended stage 1. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. So we're now at lap 250 again. Race became official as soon as they cross lap 200, so even if rain does come in and end the race would be over tonight. They would not attempt to finish the race tomorrow, which would be a little bit of a bummer if you have a driver who potentially just needs a little bit of time to think about what he's doing, but for the most part, I don't think anyone wants to see a race that's already been dominated by Truex get pushed to Monday, so that Monday Martin could come out and dominate the race even further. I mean, Truex has already been one of the best drivers in this field. But yeah, here we go. Let's see. There we go. There we go. We got 9 people in the chat. Thank you guys for everybody that's tuned in. And yeah, right now though, Truex, Hamlin, these Toyotas looking very strong. You got Bell, Bubba, you got Reddick up inside the top 10 still. You got Gibbs and Jones also up inside the top 15. And yeah, just working their way through this one. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look a little deeper down through the field, because alright, here we go. Wait, Mike McDowell's back on the lead lap. What? He must have taken a waiver round or something. He must have opted to not take tires here and taking a waiver round and hoped for a quick yellow, which we haven't gotten yet. But the fact that he's back on the lead lap is, I mean, that's honestly a pretty big step for him, because now he can potentially fight. If he does get that early yellow, he can either then even up on strategy and or potentially just pit with the leaders and try and get on that strategy. Because if he's able to be a part of that early wave of pit stops, that definitely seemed to work out better for Truex. Larson's had to fight his way back from the back here. From the back half of the top 10 at least, after he pitted with the lead. After opting to pit very late in the cycle. But right now, Martin Truex Jr., he was just coasting here. He's got Larson not too far behind, so you can't be coasting too much, but you can relax a little bit here as they are closing in on Michael McDowell, who is up to 20th. And again, if you can get some good track, I mean, he led Group 2 in practice, which, again, I know that's only single lap speed, and this is a track that is absolutely decimated by long run and multi-lap average, but there's got to be some credit to a driver who was able to run that fast in a single lap. Let's say they should have plenty of sets of tires to make it to the end of the race. It's just a matter of oh, and Michael McDowell comes to pit road here. Oh wow, he's really early. He's trying something. He's cooking. I think McDowell might be cooking something. Although again, I think he may have stayed out at that last caution flag to try and maybe loop it, but we'll have to wait and see. If he gets a caution at the right time, McDowell might be cooking. Do not be surprised if Michael McDowell is able to strategy his way back onto this lead lap for the finish. I mean, he has had a really rough day of it so far, but it is not over yet, that is for sure. Started first, won stage 1, got all the way back up to second place after the strategy in stage 2 didn't really go his way, and now he's up to second place here. And getting ready for round of pit stops, probably starting in about 10-15 laps or so. And there we go. Michael McDowell now joins the group of cars 2 laps behind the race, but honestly, that's not too bad considering, again, you would imagine he's been back there most of the day. Now that he's on a different strategy, maybe he can find himself in position for a lead lap finish. It'll be tougher, but it's possible. Here we go. Bell versus Hamlin fighting it out for 4th. Bell had a pretty good run of that inside here. Hamlin trying to hold it off. The 4th Joe Gibbs car there, driven by Ty Gibbs. He's still stuck in 14th. Hasn't been able to make any real progress here through the field. But here we go. Let's see. Go to the bottom of the track goes Christopher Bell, not able to clear Hamlin, and then Hamlin goes and clears him off of the corner heading towards turn 1 here. Alright, so there we go. We are actually making some decent progress through the field here. Let's go. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Let me know who you guys think is going to win this race, as we are closing in on 100 laps to go, which once we hit that 100 lap to go mark, that is going to be a big margin here. But there we go. Now Bell is going right up and past Hamlin. Bell is clearly up into 4th place, and I think Bell is actually a little bit faster than the guys in front of him right now. I think he's going to run down and catch Logano. And then the question becomes, what do you end up doing once you pass Logano? Are you able to go and run down Larson? Are you able to run down Truex? Are you able to pass them both, potentially? But yeah, right now though, Ty Gibbs and Suarez having a bit of an issue. Obviously, Suarez used to drive virtually that same race car a couple years ago, back when he was at Joe Gibbs Racing, but yeah, he wouldn't move Ty Gibbs out the way, and then Ty Gibbs down the back straightaway went and ran into the back of him, basically signaling, hey, I wasn't a big fan of that, which, I mean, it's short track racing, rubbing, you gotta expect it. The bump and run, and then Ty Gibbs, though, I mean, hey, he didn't wreck him, but he did go and just give a little tap to let him know, hey, you'll get it back if you don't keep up your speed. If you go and pass me and then slow down right in front of me, I'm not going to be very happy at all. Which, fair enough to him. So the guys 2 laps down right now are Michael McDowell, Harrison Burton, Justin Haley, and the 7 of Corey LaJoie, the only drivers currently 2 laps behind the race. So we're actually chilling out here, and we got ourselves a pretty good race going here. Again, we're about 30 laps away from lap 300, which would be 100 laps to go. I do not know when the cycle of pit stops would be kind of expected to start getting kicked off. I would imagine about 30, 40 laps into this run, which is right about where we're at. We'll just have to wait and see. So, Kyle Busch has drifted all the way back to 18th, so, I mean, whatever it is with his car, he has not fixed it, and he is still kind of in the middle on speed, although he's doing a lot better than he was in he qualified 15th. But early in the race, he was doing awful. He was back in like 28th place. So Ty Gibbs, Eric Jones also up in the top 15. In fact, the only Toyota not in the top 15 is John Hunter Nemechek, currently in 26th place. Or 25th place, sorry. One lap behind the race. Alright, so there we go. And they go to a side-by-side commercial here. And Christopher Bell has caught Joey Logano. So he's closed in, he's caught, and he's now going to try and pass Joey Logano. So here we go. Let's see. Do we think Christopher Bell's got a shot to win this race? Do we think somebody else is going to get it? Also, my apologies about earlier today. I did not get the trivia video out that I had promised you guys that I was going to try and get out today. Just things didn't come together for all that. We have the Dover race. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and look forward to next week's schedule. There's trucks, 7:30 on Friday. Then we got Xfinity, 7:30 on Saturday. I'll be home for all three. We got a triple header weekend ahead of us. Let's go. Triple header at Martinsville. So we got the Long John Silver's 200 at Martinsville. Then we got the Dude Wipes 250 at Martinsville for Xfinity, and the Cup race will be on the Cup race for Martinsville. Is it going to be FS1? I believe it might be the first FS1 race of the season. Yep. So these next 2 weeks are both pretty terrible tracks. We got, Martinsville's not bad. I just think it's my least favorite of the short tracks because Bristol's pretty good, Dirt Bristol's pretty good, and obviously Richmond is my favorite track. But Martinsville's not a bad track. When I said we got some bad tracks coming up, I saw Texas Motor Speedway, and that was what I saw. Do we got a triple header at Texas? So we got trucks will be there, Xfinity will be there, so it is a triple header weekend that weekend too. Great. All right, the spotters are reporting. The NASCAR spotters are reporting some rain. We'll have to wait and see if that ends up being bad enough to warrant any of these drivers coming to pit road for either rain tires and or if NASCAR throws a caution for the rain. But here we go. They're going through the ones to watch. My one to watch. I've been saying it this whole time. Christopher Bell has been just slowly charging through the field with a very calm demeanor about him. And he's now on the back bumper of Joey Logano and going to try and see if he can push past him. I mean, again, it's one of those things where Bell hasn't rushed any of these passes. He'll close in on the back bumper of somebody. He'll wait. He'll find a time to make that pass, and he will make the pass. But he won't rush anything, and he'll get the job done. I think he'll get the job done by the end of the race. We'll have to wait and see. So there we go. They've now, for their ones to watch, they've said Larson, who's currently running second, Truex, the current race leader, and Logano, who's in third right now. I wish I had laps led as a metric on here, but let me go ahead and see if I can pull it up on my phone at least with lap sled. Alright, so Martin Truex Jr. has not officially led the most laps of the race. He has led 130. Larson led 144 early in the race. And then you had Chase Elliott who led 5. And then I believe Bubba Wallace leading 1 is the only other driver who led a lap. Actually, the app isn't even showing Bubba Wallace as having led a lap. He was definitely scored first for at least 1, maybe 2 laps. But here we go. Christopher Bell, he's on the outside of Joey Logano, and Joey Logano, oh, they split the lap car 3 wide. Let's go. Splitting Kaz Grala 3 wide. I thought that Christopher Bell was about to use Kaz Grala as a pick there, because the slower car 1 lap down was on the inside line, and Bell had popped up to the outside here trying to make the move around Logano. But right now, Bell and Logano still side by side after they split the driver there. And here comes Michael McDowell. He's got those fresher tires. He's trying to make it work. Brad Keselowski, the first one to come to pit road. You got Reddick. You got Briscoe. You got Elliott coming to pit road. Gregson's on pit road. Buescher. Byron. A lot of people hitting pit road here. Truex is coming to pit road. He knows he's got to try and force the aggressive move here out of everybody else. Larson's coming to pit road. Larson, Logano, Hamlin, Byron, Barry, Gibbs, Jones. Looks like Chastain has skipped on pit road so far. Everybody else, though, looks like they've come down pit road. You've got Bell, Chastain, and Wallace, currently the 3 drivers who have stayed out. And then you've got Suarez 1 lap down, Blaney 1 lap down, Cindric 1 lap down, who have all, I believe, have not pit to this point. Then you've got Byron, Keselowski, the guys who have pit and are 1 lap down. So a very interesting set of strategies here starting to emerge. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out here, but we've got ourselves a pretty good, again, oh, yep, here comes Chastain and Bubba Wallace, both coming down pit road. Everybody kind of knowing that the strategy of staying out did not help Larson early on, and now Bell is the only driver who has not pit yet of the guys at the front of the field. Now, I believe Suarez may have also not pit yet, but we'll have to wait and see for sure if he has not pit yet, but he was a lap down to begin with, so... Alright, right now we're coming up on 100 laps to go, and man, I just don't know. Christopher Bell, are you sure you know what you're doing here? Because I think this is the wrong call to try and wait this one out. Everybody else is on fresher tires than you. They're just going to steamroll by you if they get to your bumper. So Suarez, Blaney have not pit. Cindric has not pit. Austin Dillon has not pit. Zane Smith has not pit. That's all we got for not pits inside the top 20 right now. Smith in 20th. Austin Dillon back in 18th place here. Cindric in 14th. Blaney and Suarez in 9th and 8th, respectively. And then obviously your race leader, Christopher Bell, has not pit yet. Although, honestly, if I'm Christopher Bell, as soon as this 19 car gets by me, I am coming to pit road. I don't know what you can do at this point. Yeah, I mean, if they want to try and do this all on one stop, yeah, they gotta try and do this one. But I don't know, if I'm Bell, I'm coming to pit road early here. I don't want to be on track like this. I want to be the guy on fresher tires running everybody out. And here we go. Yep, here comes Christopher Bell. Bell comes down pit road to pit road, and it looks like everybody else has already cycled through. Suarez and Blaney are now back 13th and 14th. I don't think they've actually pit yet. We'll have to wait and see, but... And here we go. It looks like, Mike McDowell, after his early pit stop strategy, we'll have to wait and see as it cycles around to Martin Truex Jr. as the race leader. But I'm curious to see how this strategy has worked out for Michael McDowell. Is he only 1 lap down? Can he fight for the free pass? Because if he can, that would be interesting here. Now, if he's still 2 laps down, then I think the strategy for him is absolutely out the window. I think he's on the absolute wrong strategy, but I don't know if there's much that can save him if he's 2 laps down at this point. Because this should be the point where he's at the best advantage, because he's now equal with them on pit stops under green flag conditions, even though he made it his much earlier. And he is being shown as the first car 2 laps down, which, yep, that is pretty much it at this point for him. Bell is back in 9th place. He's going to have to try and drive through the field pretty quickly here if he wants to have any shot. Yeah, without a caution flag coming here. And, oh no! Christopher Bell, pit road penalty! Oh no! Christopher Bell, what is it? Is it speeding or is it something else? I'm assuming speeding. And I say that is a gut punch to to Christopher Bell. Come on. Are you kidding me? And apparently the officials are talking about rain picking up in 3 and 4. Because, like, this is, like, the 5th or 6th week in a row. And there, yep, there goes Christopher Bell coming down to serve that penalty. Oh, come on. That is a gut punch. Like, come on. Alright, they're going to show the... Because, again, all he has to do is pass through on pit road. He could potentially fight to stay on this lead lap, but it's going to be tough here coming around. And it's going to be... He's going to lose 1 lap. He's going to lose 1 lap here. Yep, there goes Christopher Bell. There goes Martin Truex Jr. around Christopher Bell. Now, he can fight to try and be the first car 1 lap down, potentially, if we get another caution. But there's no other cautions guaranteed, as we are now within 100 laps to go. 97 to go here. But, yeah, here we go. Let's see. I'll have to talk to them about, they're talking about method of picks. Oh, and former Lions corner Cam Sutton has gone and turned himself in after what feels like a multi-week manhunt that they've been going for him, and now they're looking for another NFL player for another reason, with Rashee Rice, or a car belonging to Rashee Rice, being involved in a traffic accident in Texas. And because they haven't found him, they can't confirm whether or not he was driving the Corvette involved in the incident, but the Corvette was registered to him, so... A little bit of sports news there in the mix there. 13 cars right now, 1 lap behind the race, and there's only 2 cars 2 laps behind the race. Okay. Again, right now, Christopher Bell is going to have to try and fight here. Okay, McDowell is only 1 lap down. Okay, McDowell could potentially be cooking here then. Again, he needs this caution to come out here before he has to make his next stop. And then he would just need to get lucky with a caution coming out at the right time here. But right now, Kyle Busch is the first car 1 lap down. Bell is not a lap down. Bell has actually fought his way back on the lead lap here with the fresher tires. I mean, I guess staying out longer did ultimately help him here, because if he made that kind of mistake and was a lap down to Truex with equal tires to Truex, he would not have been able to fight his way right past Truex quite as easily. And now he can at least attempt to try and outrun Truex. Meanwhile, Truex is going to have lead lap cars all the way behind him trying to fight him for the lead of the race. But there we go. Hey, Train Tuber, how's it going? Alright, you picked Bubba Wallace to win. Well, I mean, he's up inside the top 5, and he's been hanging around most of the day. So, I mean, it's not a bad pick. You got both the RFK cars up into the top 10. That's actually a surprise to see those two popping up there. Barry's still up inside the top 10. Gibbs is up higher than I've seen him most of the day. But, yeah, thanks for popping in. Glad to have you here. And, yeah, thanks for the subscribe there. We've been doing these types of race streams throughout the entire NASCAR season, and not really looking like they're going to be stopping. I'll be doing a triple header next weekend. Bummed I wasn't able to do Xfinity yesterday, but just work wouldn't. I wasn't out of work in times for the start of the race, so ended up going over to ended up spending the afternoon with a buddy who we watched the race together with. So, Brad Keselowski now on his longest winless streak of his career, 104 races here for Brad Keselowski since he got his last win. And, yeah, it's been a real struggle for Brad Keselowski. Chris Buescher, not so much. His winless streak goes back to one Richmond race ago. I mean, I know it's also apparently his 30th or 300th career start. Cool. Alright, had not realized that that landmark was coming up for Chris Buescher already. I know today is also Joey Logano's 550th career start, so good job to Logano for making it to a 550 career starts. I don't even think he's had to miss a race for COVID or injuries or anything. Alright, now we're pulling up the list of drivers who won in their 300th career start. Only 3 of them. Ned Jarrett, Oh, wait, no. Oh, there's a few more. Okay, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, along with Ned Jarrett, Casey Kane, and didn't catch the other name that was on that list. But, yeah, so there's a decent chunk of drivers to have won in their 300th start. I just don't know if Buescher is going to be able to get it done tonight. The Ford Dark Horse Mustangs definitely seem like they're behind on the pace and development compared to the new Toyota body and the existing Chevy body that theoretically has had the most work and development done on it because it hasn't changed yet. Oh, and we got drivers on pit road. Suarez and Austin Dillon coming to pit road, so that's going to be that's going to put those two now down, I believe, 2 laps behind the race potentially. Now they will have fresh tires so they can try and run this one back down, but it's going to be an interesting one as they get ready for this. Again, not a lot of movement right now, but I think most of these drivers are just trying to make it to the end of this, or to the next pit stop, because I think almost everybody right now is on the 2-stop strategy. Split this final stage into thirds. You got Christopher Bell right now, who's he's actually up to 16th place here. He's managed to stay on the lead lap. Kyle Busch has managed to stay the first car 1 lap down despite the 19 continuing to storm through the field. And they go side-by-side racing here. So side-by-side commercial break. 82 laps to go. And yeah, Byron hanging out inside the top 10 as well. That's another driver that has been doing pretty well all season this year. Mike McDowell is actually not doing too bad for being on a really odd pit strategy, trying to recover a lap. But, yeah, let's see if there's any good practice or qualifying this week. I'm always, I'm not always a big fan of qualifying or whatever for the Cup races or whatever, but let's see what the weekend schedule looks like next week. I know I already looked at the actual race outcomes, but let's see. Let's see. Oh, no, not what I wanted to click on. I wanted to click on this. Let's see, weekend schedule for the Martinsville weekend. Oh, this is for Richmond. Okay, well, I guess let's look at the wheel-in modified results. Let's see, anybody that I know in this race? Let's see. Modifieds. Oh, Ryan Newman. There we go. Finishing 11th for Newman in the wheel-in modifieds. Didn't realize he was racing. But, yeah, I guess we're going to have to wait till after this race to get the full weekend breakdown for the Martinsville race. But definitely looking forward to covering that one, as we got 78 laps to go. And, say again, Martin Truex Jr., he's got Larson right on his tail, so he's going to keep it close, but it's just a matter of who can get through the lap traffic the best. So, again, you got Martinsville, you got Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday afternoon here on YouTube or on a mix of FS1 and then the Cup race on Fox. Showing off a lot of Kevin Harvick victories. This also being the track of Kevin Harvick's final win. Definitely a track to keep an eye on. Also, Boyer apparently getting 2 wins at Richmond that they wanted to show off. Alright, let's see. So, again, how's everybody's day going? We got ourselves a pretty good amount of people popping in here. Yeah, we got about 70 laps to go here, and because they're showing the guys in the booth, I'm assuming not much has really changed on the track. And, yep, everybody's just kind of, again, falling into a little bit of lockstep here for a little bit, but again, I think a lot of them are trying to make a fuel number and or a tire number, try and keep the tires good to the end of the run. Yeah. So Chase Briscoe was lapped, so now Kyle Busch has a new target to have to go out there and try and unlap himself from, or not even unlap himself, but pass for position. For Kyle to still be in the free pass if a caution were to come out. You also have Ryan Blaney, who who was at the tail end of the pit stops. He's probably going to be charging through the entire field. He's got about 10 lap fresher tires than Kyle Busch, but yeah, Christopher Bell he tried to pit late, but ultimately burned him with the speeding penalty. He is still lead lap after the penalty drive-through, but he was in position to potentially be winning this race. He's now outside the top 15 still. So they're talking about 135 to 140 is when we will see this next wave of pit stops happen. I don't know. I think you wait until if I'm the driver making the call, I think I wait until, I would say about 60, maybe even 55 to go. I would wait till about that point to make my pit stop. Now, yeah, if you are further back in the pack, maybe a William Byron, maybe a Brad Keselowski and Buescher, because the RFK cars have been loving to pit very early in these windows. I would be eyeing those two for an early pit stop. Tyler Reddick makes the first pit stop right here. 69 laps to go. Good job, Tyler Reddick, on that one. Jumps to pit road, gets there before the entire field, and yeah, let's go. So Tyler Reddick gets there to pit road first. Briscoe also follows him down pit road. Again, I'm kind of surprised. I thought, because Keselowski and Buescher, again, those two have been two of the first two on pit road every single time. But, yeah, as of right now, though, here comes Tyler Reddick as he comes off pit road, and he's going to try and start grinding off lap times here. Kyle Busch able to promote his way back up to the 17th position. He is free pass if a caution were to come out, but it would absolutely kill those guys who have already pit. If a caution flag comes out right after you pit, that is about the worst possible time for a caution to come out. And here we go. Here comes Buescher, Keselowski, Byron. Exactly as I predicted. Those two guys were going to be early in the stops. I just kind of expected that they were going to be the first two to stop. But ultimately, Reddick was able to jump them to pit road by a lap or two here. And then you got Byron, who also jumped on their strategy. He was running right around the same spot, so it makes sense that they would jump on that same strategy. Chase Elliott also coming to pit road here, getting 4 tires and fuel, and he is away with this one. Here comes Chastain. Chastain to pit road. Alright, Truex, Larson, Logano, and Bubba Wallace all coming to pit road. So, for the top 5 pit, Hamlin stays out. So now you got Hamlin, Gregson, Bell, the top 3 who have not pit. Then you've got, I mean, the fact that almost everybody's pitting here. Larson, Bubba, Barry, Truex, Jones, Gibbs, Bowman, all on pit road right this minute. And that's not even factoring in all the people who pit a minute ago. And here comes Noah Gragson to pit road. Noah Gragson jumps down on the pit road here, and Denny Hamlin gonna be trying to run these guys back down if he can, but... Oh, and here comes Kyle Busch to pit road. Kyle Busch comes to pit road here. So he's going to pit to try and avoid losing time to the leaders here. He's got to try and do something to try and keep that free pass battle going. And wow, we are up to 12 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that's tuned in. 62 laps to go. 62 to go. And Kyle Larson, a full second better on pit road between being 2 seconds faster on the driver portion and 7 seconds faster. Oh, whoa! Something was weird with that 19 car. It just kind of wiggled in the rear, and then he manages to make the pass on Larson there. Let's go ahead and put in a quick poll for who we think is going to win this one. Just going to put in basically your top 3 at this point. Who will win the race? Let's go ahead and put in Martin, Truex Jr. Alright, let's go ahead and put in... we'll put in Denny Hamlin, since he's leading currently. Even though I'm sure he's going to fall further back because he's stayed out this long. Denny Hamlin, definitely putting in Larson. And because we don't have any more rooms, we're going to just go ahead and put in other. So there we go. Poll is up. If you guys want to go ahead and vote on who you guys think is going to win this one, go ahead and make your votes now, and we'll see who we think is who's gonna end up being right here. So again, right now, Hamlin, Bell have not come to pit road. Truex and Larson both have, and they are steamrolling their way to try and get through this one. Logano back on lead lap. Bubba Wallace back on lead lap here as they cross the line here. And yeah, they're just, again, steamrolling their way through. Kyle Busch currently 2 laps behind the race. One would anticipate that when Hamlin and Bell both come to pit road, that will cycle back around. And speaking of Hamlin coming to pit road, Hamlin is on pit road here. And let's see where he's going to end up being. Alright, so right now we got 3 picks in. The only person who doesn't have a vote is Denny Hamlin. So Bell stays out to take the lead, and it is now a Got a lot of cars back on the lead lap just by that one move happening. And here comes here comes Christopher Bell, I believe, to pit road here. I would imagine he'll be here in the next lap or two. Alright, Bell, please do not speed on pit road. You have been so good on pit road. Yeah, and then you go and get a speeding penalty last time. Let's see if he's gonna get us another speeding penalty here. Alright, we got 25, or we got about 50 laps left. I think I've got a couple of friends who are going to pop into a Discord here in a minute. And, I will pop in for at least a little bit here. Actually, no, I'm not going to pop in. I was going to, but then I realized we only got like 50 laps to go. Alright, and they want to throw back to some sort of old Easter event that they used to do at the track with the golf carts. And here we go, let's see. Alright, we're all settled in here and ready to go. Let's see, 49 laps to go. Truex and Larson have migrated back to the front. Hamlin has come out only he's only in 7th, which is not very far back when you factor in that he's got brand new tires and can potentially run his way up through the field. The 10 seconds back is going to be hard. But, let's see. Where is Bell? Bell is now 1 lap down in 16th place. This is just not great. So, let's see. So, Martin Truex Jr. right now just smooth and consistent here. And I believe this is Christopher Bell coming up, going to try and unlap himself. He is on fresher tires, so theoretically he can unlap himself pretty easily here. Not to mention, I hope Truex isn't going to fight him too hard for it, but with only 46 laps to go, I don't know. It could be a very different story here. Now, let's see. Oh, yeah, Martin Truex Jr. getting all over the back bumper of the 48 earlier. I don't know when this happened, but yeah, he was none too pleased with the way the 48, I guess, drove him there. But, let's see. And, yep, there we go. Bell goes and flies by Truex, back on the lead lap, and gets himself, he's now 16th, and going to have to start the march back through the top 10 here. I hope that we can get this one going here. Alright, let's see. Bubba Wallace, Bubba Wallace is actually back up into the top 5 here. He's up to 4th here. Hamlin up to 5th. So we do have some movement in the field at least. Buescher's down a couple of spots from where he was running at the time of their first pit stops. But, yeah, so if any of you guys haven't already, go ahead and claim your NASCAR fan reward points over on the NASCAR app. You can save those up and redeem them for NASCAR merchandise, autographed die casts, race tickets, and more. So, just go ahead and grab 50 free points just for checking out the race leaderboard and checking in with the fact that there is a race going on. You have until basically the end of the race to go and redeem those. You get 50 points that way. You can also get a bonus 10 points if you go and answer the question on the fan rewards dashboard. I'll tell you guys the answer to that question at the end of the session if you guys want to make sure you get it right. I just want to give everybody a chance if you want to try and guess it yourself, or you can look up the answer yourself and get the right answer, but figure that'll be the best way for everybody to get a fair chance to try and answer it without me being either going and revealing the answer too soon or going and spoiling the fun for everybody else. So here we go. They're highlighting Denny Hamlin, 15 laps on his tires compared to everybody else around him being on almost double that. So Denny Hamlin's got the tire advantage. It's just about whether or not he can run down 6.5 seconds of gap, including passing 4 cars in front of him here. It's definitely not the easiest task in the world, but we'll have to wait and see. Larson and Logano battling it out for position, about 2.5 seconds behind Martin Truex Jr. 39 laps to go, still plenty of time for something to happen. A caution flag right about now would be about the best time for a caution flag, I would say. And again, that's not any sort of bias, that the fact that, oh, Bell's back on the lead lap, so now it's an okay time for a caution. But it would set up a decent length duel to the finish, not too short to where it would be an absolute sprint where only like the first 2 rows would be in play, but not too long to the point where you end up questioning whether or not your tires are really going to be all that great at the end of the run. Although the tires have actually lasted a really long time. I was worried after the way the tires didn't last at Concrete Bristol in the a couple of weeks ago. The tires just not lasting there, but looks like whatever the problem was, the Cup drivers have figured it out for Richmond here. Although they figured it out in the second half of Richmond too. Or the second half of Bristol, I mean, as well. So a pretty good day going here so far. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. We got 36, about to be 35 laps to go in the race. And yeah, let's see. Oh, we do have some drivers now 3 and 4 laps down. But right now, Ross Chastain, the last driver on the lead lap here. You got Bowman down 1 lap, gonna try and see if he can stay in position for a free pass. I would personally love it if Kyle Busch could get in position for that free pass, but I doubt it at this point. And yeah, let's see. Alright, let's see. Everything's going alright. Let's see. So, yeah, Larson hanging on to that 3rd position. Again, he wants to get by Logano, but again, they're now over 3.5 seconds back. I think if Martin Truex Jr. is going to lose this race, it'll take a caution flag at this point. And now they're doing the, in case you missed it, kind of race recap. The race had to start on the rain tires. And, oh, my friends are doing a, they're going and posting their setups for the race. I'll go ahead and get a quick photo of mine. Got a full-on photo here. Alright, there we go. Got the photo, and yeah. Alright, we are all settled in. Again, 30 laps to go, and right now Truex is just coasting away from everybody. He's got 3.5 seconds to Logano, 4.5 seconds to Larson, and even more before we get to Hamlin and Wallace. And I'd say this is definitely looking like a the short tracks are definitely seeming like the domination style races where, you know, just kind of the best drivers really do get to the front and just kind of hang out at the front all day, and they'll just pace the front of the field. And there we go. Denny Hamlin goes and passes Larson. So Larson does not have the same kind of speed he had early in the race. Hamlin on the long run. Potentially, he's got the fresher tires of the group. He's been slowly running down the leader, about 1/10 of a second or two each lap. And he was 4/10 of a second faster that last lap by than the leader of the race, Martin Truex Jr. So, to see, but final pit stop time. Oh, wow. Yeah, Bell had a 12-second pit stop last week on the final pit stop, and that's what cost him the race. Considering the final margin of the victory was a lot. Let's see. And here we go. Ross Chastain, last car on the lead lap. Martin Truex Jr. trying to go around him to put him a lap down. That would move that'd move Alex Bowman off that free pass spot. Zane Smith definitely is. I don't know what's going on with Zane Smith. I mean, I know he's a Cup Series rookie, but I feel like he would have benefited from a year, maybe 2 years in Xfinity, either with Front Row Motorsports or another Xfinity Series team, because I know Front Row doesn't exactly have an Xfinity Series team at the moment, but I think they would have benefited. I think he would have benefited from that, because he was definitely ready to move on from the trucks at that point, but I just think the move to Cup has been a lot harder than he expected it to, especially going to a team like Front Row Motorsports. I think maybe getting a year in Xfinity with, say, Trackhouse even, because I know he's technically a Trackhouse development driver. I think a year of that would have, again, done some good for him. But 22 laps to go at this point. Richmond definitely settling into a long-run style feel. And again, I don't see a reality where Martin Truex Jr. Doesn't win this race if we don't see a caution here between now and the checkers. Although, I guess I can see one reality. And that's if Austin Cindric here in the 2 goes and passes Martin Truex Jr. Here, and then just gets in front of him and just slows Martin Truex Jr. down. Because Logano and Hamlin have closed in quite a bit. They're now within 2 seconds of him. But I just assumed that was because Truex was just kind of pacing himself, trying not to burn up the rubber too much. I mean, I guess we'll see when Truex gets... when Logano and Hamlin get close to Truex, but I don't know. I know Hamlin's got fresher rubber than Logano and Truex, so theoretically he should be able to blow by them. But the fresher tires don't happen to make a massive difference too frequently. Now you got 14 laps to go is the average of the last. Was the average of the last caution, the last 2 Richmond races from last year. We're currently 5 laps away from that, so we'll have to wait and see, but as of right now, it definitely seems like the kind of thing that could potentially lead to we could see a caution coming. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Logano and Hamlin are the cause of it. And I say we don't anticipate them coming to pit road again unless there's a caution. And now, if there is a caution, absolutely on pit road, 4 tires. Suarez might need to pit regardless, which is the real head shaker there. I mean, I know he's trying everything he can to try and make it on one stop to try and get a top 20 out of this, but I don't know. Ever since the spin, he just has been way behind the 8 ball here. So now you got Logano and Hamlin getting closer together here. I say 1.3 seconds between them, but there is 3 cars between them, and that is going to be a lot of lap traffic for, again, the 22 and the 11. They should have an easier time, theoretically, with the lap traffic, because the lap traffic is going to give a harder time to the leader most of the time than it will to the drivers who aren't lapping them, technically. But, yeah, still a long way to go here, though. Not a whole lot of time as we hit 14 laps to go. So here was the average where we saw the caution flag fly at the end of the Richmond races last year. No caution yet here. We'll have to wait and see. As I say, right now, Keselowski versus Elliott, they're dueling it out in 7th and 8th place here, and they're going to try and make something happen, but I don't know if it's going to be enough here. As you got Keselowski off the top of the corner, he's going to be up to 7th here. Elliott looking for 8th. But the battle for the lead is starting to get closer here. 9/10 of a second here. 2 lap cars still to go, though, and Kaz just got right in the way of Joey Logano's car. And he may have just helped Truex win this race. Because I actually think Logano, realistically, now that I've seen how much trouble Truex has had in traffic the last couple of laps, I think Truex getting caught is a real possibility. But, yeah, Kaz did not do any favors, though, to Logano, and yeah, they're close. They're 100 feet apart. They're between 100, 102, 105 feet apart, now within 900. They're definitely closing in. Truex wants to try and put Austin Dillon between himself and the 2 as well, if he can, or the 22, I mean, if he can. It's not going to be easy. Christopher Bell up into the side to the top 10 here. Christopher Bell's making a charge, but he is not going to have enough laps out of caution. So here we go. They've gone and put both Chastain and the 3 in behind Truex. But once Logano gets by both of them, that is going to be a full-on sprint to the checkers here. 22 races since MTJ last went to victory lane. He could snap that this weekend as, there we go. Chastain gets loose here. And let's see. Again, the fact that Christopher Bell's recovered well. Actually, wow. Joey Logano's also on a long winless streak. 37 races since Logano's last win. And, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Gonna go take a quick peek at NASCAR Fantasy, and, yeah, we are closing in. Again, Logano now having to go by the 47 here. He can now see the leader. Martin Truex Jr., there is no car between them. It is now Joey Logano versus Martin Truex Jr. They are 1 and 2. They are right in front of each other. You don't have to do any funky math with how many cars between them. There is no cars between them. So for Cup champions with on winless streaks right now, you got Keselowski at 104, got Elliott at 40, Logano at 37, and then you've got Kyle Busch at 27 and Martin Truex Jr. at 22. So it's definitely some winless streaks, but I could see 2 or 3 of those getting snapped this year pretty easily. I mean, I think Logano's get snapped. I'm hoping that Kyle Busch's get snapped, and it looks like we might be a couple laps away from either Logano or Truex's winless streaks getting snapped here. But let's go ahead and see live race results. Hey, I'm up into the top 5. Let's go. I'm going to say, I'm nowhere near a perfect day, but I'll take a decent day at this point. I'm going to say, I've got a 13779 is my best combo right now. And yeah, let's go ahead and see. And oh, caution flies! The caution flag is out! We're going to see a restart. And Christopher Bell may have just gotten back into this thing. Caution flag flies with 3 laps to go. The caution is out. So, caution flag flies. Come on. What's the caution for? What is the caution flag for? Let's see it. I see the caution flag is out on my leaderboard. I'm just waiting to see what it's for here. Come on. 2 laps to go. Is it... Oh, is it a yellow? Oh, no, it's Kyle Larson around. 2 laps to go. We will see a restart. It is overtime. Oh, Martin Truex Jr. ain't going to be happy about that. He had a half a lap to go before he got that white flag, and this would go ahead and end the race. But no, this will restart the race, and we got ourselves a very quick sprint to the finish. Man, that has got to be annoying for Truex at this point. And let's see. It was it Bubba? Oh, yep, definitely. Bubba Wallace just drifted up into the 5. I think he was trying to fit in behind him and just misjudged it. I mean, I know. Yeah, it is a. Yep. It is a. They're talking about it. Yeah, I think. And again, it's virtually the same thing. And I know people are going to hate to bring this up, but look back to 2020 at Darlington in race number 2 for that one, when you saw Kyle Busch trying to get in behind the 9 of Chase Elliott. Another Hendrick driver getting moved into the back by a Toyota driver trying to get in line because they were trying to anticipate the speed and just slide in behind him. Ultimately misjudged the speed and or didn't know where the lifting point was going to be for that driver, and ultimately spins him out, brings out a caution, and I guarantee NASCAR are on I guarantee NASCAR Twitter is going to be blowing up here about that one. Okay, apparently on the radio, oh wow, that is a poor, I had not seen how bad Nighthawk's day had been in NASCAR fantasy. Alright, we got pit stops going on. Let's see. Race off pit road is going to be Denny Hamlin, Truex, Logano. Larson gains 2 spots there with a nice pit stop there. Denny Hamlin's got to be excited about that one. Gains the lead on pit road here. Truex will be on his outside probably for the restart unless they choose to start on the inside together. But I think giving Logano that outside line would be a big mistake here. And yeah, let's go. Alright, we got ourselves a pretty good spot. Let's see. Alright, here we go, here we go. Let's see. This is going to be crazy. Let's see. Keeping up with like 2 different chats here right now. Since there's not much going on in the main chat here. Let's see. All right. All right, let's see. Josh Berry back up into the top 10 here. Let's go. Alright, let's see. Where do we got the... Here's the leaderboard I can actually scroll on before I go and mess up the orientation. Alright, tygibbs up to 12th. Not bad for him. Kyle Busch on the lead lap. Let's go. Mike McDowell is listed as 2 laps down. That is unfortunate. I'd been hyping up Michael McDowell all race long. Like, hey, he was working a strategy. He was trying to do something, and now, yeah, there's absolutely no chance of a comeback at this point. Oh, and just threw a ton of water right by the pit wall there and almost looped it there. And let's see, what happened to Bubba Wallace on the pit stop here? Everything looks pretty cut and dry, but he lost 10 spots, so he's got to do something. Something's got to happen here. Oh, yep, they had to stop it. I think I think they realized they left a wheel loose or something. I mean, good on them to catch that. I mean, hey, it's better than it coming off on the racetrack and them losing out on stuff like crew chief for a couple of weeks. First overtime race this season. That is an unheard of statistic. For us to have gotten this far into the season without overtime. Let's go. Alright, so 2-lap shootout. If leader takes the white flag, next flag will end the race. Green, green, green. Green flag's out. We are back to racing. I thought we had another half lap or so. But no, here we go. Racing. And let's see. Truex versus Hamlin on the front row. Logano in behind. Here we go. The duel at the front. You got Larson right in the mix as well. Logano not sure who he even wants to follow here at this point. We're going to see the white flag. White flag. 1 lap to go. Denny Hamlin out in front. Joey Logano to the inside. Can Joey Logano make it happen here? Can Kyle Larson find a way around all of them? But it looks like it's going to be... No, contact between the 19 and the 5 leaves it as a battle between the 11 and the 22 and the 11. Denny Hamlin off the final corner. Hamlin wins in Richmond. So Hamlin, Logano, Larson, Truex, and Chase Elliott comes away with a top 5 finish. Let's go. So Denny Hamlin gets a win here. And Bell comes home 6th. 7th was William Byron. 8th, Brad Keselowski. 9th. Whoa. Big plume of smoke out of the back bumper of the 19. Oh, he's got 1, if not 2 tires down. I don't know what's going on there, but we might be staying live a little bit extra time here. All right, let's see. What on earth happened? Oh, he just... So, I don't know what happened before that, because it looked like the 19 just steered straight down into the 5. And then the 5 kind of went right up the track and caused the 19 to blow a tire or something, but there was a lot of contact between them. Yeah, I mean, I think Truex was the first person to kind of go and do anything. I don't know what on earth happened, but... Say, Truex was not happy about something there. And, so yeah, Byron, Keselowski, Buescher, and Reddick, the rest of the top 10. Now that we're not getting interrupted by cars running into each other. And, yep, there goes that number 11, burning it down. I will say this paint scheme is not as bad as I've said in the past, but it's still pretty terrible. I'm not a big fan of the Mavis car. I mean, it's nice to see that he's got a different sponsor now other than just FedEx, but yeah, here we go. Denny Hamlin heading down now towards pit road, and let's go ahead. If you guys were just here for the race reaction, thank you guys for stopping by. But as always, we are going to go ahead and run down through and let you guys know where everybody finished, so that you guys know. Also, at the end of the episode, we will also, or at the end of the stream, we will also go ahead and let you guys know what the answer to that question for the NASCAR Fan Reward dashboard is. But here we go. Let's go down through the list. So, as we already talked about, Denny Hamlin gets the win. Logano second. Kyle Larson third. Martin Truex Jr. comes home fourth after all that contact with Larson. Then you got Chase Elliott fifth. Sixth was Christopher Bell. Seventh, Byron. Eighth, Keselowski. Ninth, Chris Buescher. And rounding out the top 10 today was Tyler Reddick. Josh Berry comes home 11th. 12th was Noah Gragson, so a good day for Stewart-Haas Racing, at least for those two cars. Bubba Wallace comes home 13th after the poor pit stop. That is unfortunate. Eric Jones comes home 14th. Not too bad for how his day was going. And Ross Chastain comes home inside the top 15. Ty Gibbs slipped back to 16th. Seems about right for how his day was going. Alex Bowman 17th. Chase Briscoe finishes 18th and on the lead lap. Ryan Blaney gets 19th. Kyle Busch rounds out your top 20 finishers here tonight. Todd Gilliland 21st, and Daniel Suarez, the last car on the lead lap, in 22nd spot. Cindric, the first car one lap down, in 23rd. Austin Dillon 24th. And John Hunter Nemechek comes home 25th. And Michael McDowell, after a really poor day, comes home 26th and only one lap down. Carson Hocevar 27th. 28th was Ryan Preece. 29th, Ty Dillon. And running out your top 30 finishers here tonight is Daniel Hemrick. I believe he is also, yes, Daniel Hemrick is the first car 2 laps down. Kaz Gralla comes home 31st, 2 laps behind the race. Justin Haley also finishes 2 laps off the pace in 32nd. 33rd for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Harrison Burton also 2 laps off the pace in 34th. Zane Smith and Corey LaJoie round out the entire field, both of them being Spire Motorsports cars and both of them being 3 laps behind the race in 35th and 36th. So that will round out your entire NASCAR Cup Series finishing order here from this race. No idea what. I'm going to have to wait and hear the Truex interview or something, but I don't know if we're going to get it before the end of this one because, one, the race got delayed to start, and then we had that one overtime. I mean, I know it's only like a full minute of overtime. Okay, they're going to show the full restart. Maybe, because again, I saw him go and try and hit Hamlin in the bumper, so I almost wonder if Truex is mad at Hamlin for something. Let's see. For it to be a legal restart, let's see. I think Truex, or I think Hamlin may have jumped before the start zone. Uh-oh. NASCAR saying the race start's not under review. Okay. I don't know. I think if Truex protests that one, I mean, I don't know what can be done because they didn't flag the restart as under review, but I think Hamlin may have I think Hamlin probably did jump that restart. We'll have to wait and see if a penalty ends up happening there. All right, here we go. Larson interview. Let's see. Pit crew did a good job to get us off pit road and get us spots. Okay, all that stuff seems pretty similar. Take a third after what could have been a lot worse there on the front stretch. Okay, yeah, talking about that. I see a lot of reporters with microphones in Truex's face. Proud of everybody at the team. It was a good weekend for us. Just trying to find anything that he's going to say about that. A lot of rubbing marks there between those two, hinting at the 19. Here we go. I think he was just mad. He was mad at us or the 11 who used him up on the restart and probably started that. The 22 got under his inside. I got behind the 22 across my nose. He had me up on the apron. It was like, okay, I don't know if he thought I piled in there. So yeah, I've got no idea. So it seems like Larson really doesn't know what Truex is mad at. Biggest thing is you're gonna have to hear it from Truex. So again, I'm expecting that we'll see that interview here momentarily. But yeah, hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, the race is already over. Let me go ahead and give you guys that answer to the trivia question or whatever for the NASCAR fan reward points. So let me go ahead and I gotta log into my primary account where I'm actually accumulating points. So for the dashboard points here, are we talking with this one? Let's see. Or are they just? I think they're just recapping the restart here. He rolled right before he got there, so he. I say again, NASCAR is saying that it's not under review, so I mean, I guess it's okay, but yeah. So the dashboard rewards points. If you guys go to your NASCAR fan rewards dashboard, the question of the week right now is Rich Bay holds the record for most laps led at Richmond Raceway of all time with how many? The correct answer is 5,142. So there you guys go. Free 10 points if you guys haven't already either looked it up or taken a swing at it. But looks like they are getting ready to throw this one to commercial break, which means we are probably not going to hear from Martin Truex Jr. until post-race or until post-broadcast. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this this live stream. We covered the entire Toyota Owners 400 here from the Richmond Raceway. We will be back next week with a triple header at Martinsville. And before we even get to that, we have a double header on Thursday night for the NASCAR Thomas Cup Series over on NASCAR E5, which I participate in. We've got Kansas and the Indy Road Course back to back. The Kansas stream it got delayed from last week due to server issues, so bit of a delay, unfortunate, but we've got that one scheduled. The other race will be up after it, but yeah, hopefully you guys all enjoyed. If you guys did, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next video, live stream, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody, and goodbye.